Hey!
I'm not joining in this time.
Yeah.
I've done it for the last 3 or 4 videos.
Ben
I'm not
is-
doing it this time.
I'm so
God.
excited. Because here's what's happening right now, Ben.
What?
Is that, you remember a few hours ago and I was like, oh hey, Ava's the culprit. Here we go, boys.
Yeah.
Here we go. This
Okay.
is when, so we have so many hours left to go.
Okay.
Which tells me that something different's gonna happen, right? Something different has to happen.
Sure.
So, Ava's gonna end up confessing in one way or another, or being proven the culprit.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
Alright. Cool. Sounds like a theory. Well, you're signing us off this time with the lovely Russian accent, which you haven't gotten to use too much this episode.
I know.
Because we haven't seen much of any of the cousins,
I really miss Jessica.
Yeah.
She was my favorite character.
Best girl.
But then Renove showed up.
This is true. Renove is Renove. Can't argue with that.
Jessica is still in my top characters.
In your
that
top
I'm playing.
5, maybe. Yeah.
I'd say top 2. I'm not sure. It's kind of
Better though.
It's Jessica and
How can you
Butler
not have her as number 1?
because I'm not playing her.
Oh my god, she's so good though. She's like the best character in anything.
Renove though.
Renove is pretty great, but Beato is precious, and I love her.
Yeah, but of my characters, Butler and Jessica are kind of like the top 2.
Yep.
I'm just like I'm a little torn because Butler's incompetent
Yep.
and Jessica doesn't get enough screen time, so
I
it's
know.
a really tough playoff between the two of them.
It's a bit sad, really.
Renove though.
Yeah.
Dad, Mom, who would do something like this? Ugh.
Jessica's woeful voice echoed throughout the rose garden. Perhaps it was the intuition of a person who lived on this island. After checking the part of the rose garden where Aunt Rose and Maria had fallen and seeing nothing, Jessica went to look in the arbor next. Normally, the arbor was probably a wonderful occasion to enjoy tea peacefully while appreciating the roses on a good sunny day. Maybe even on... You want?
Oh right.
It's definitely
I
you.
was like, why is he stopping? And then I saw Uncle and Aunt.
Yeah.
Maybe even Uncle Cross and Aunt Natsu had days when they relaxed and enjoyed their tea together here. In that arbor lay their corpses.
Hey, corpses!
Sister!
Woo!
Here we go.
Uh,
Shinomiya Cross. His corpse was found in the Rose Garden Arbor. The cause of his death is assumed to be strangling with a rope-like object. A stake-shaped weapon was sticking out of his thighs. If only there wasn't that stupid epitaph, I wouldn't have needed a stake. What a pain.
Ushumi Natsu, her corpse was found in the Rose Garden Arbor. The cause of her death is assumed to be strangling with a rope-like object. A stake-shaped weapon was sticking out of her calf. Why do I even have to follow this epitaph in the first place? Is this some kind of game?
I love these notes from EVA Beatrice. It's so great.
It's great. So only, well, four in the group, but we've also got George and Beatrice hanging out.
I mean, we haven't seen him gone yet.
It's true.
In that arbor lay their corpses. At least they aren't drenched in the rain like Aunt Rosa and Maria had been. There was no way I could say out loud that to Jessica at any moment. What do you think, Dr. Nandro?
Strangulation, I believe. Oh, come, take a look at this. On their necks there are distinct markings that something thin was used to strangle them.
Right. I doubt those things were the primary cause for their deaths. Right there lay 2 stake-like weapons decorated with an occult design, which had been found driven into Uncle Cross's thigh area, and near Aunt Natsui's calf. When we found these sticking out of my parents' forehead and chest, we decided to preserve the crime scene and leave them for the police. But Jessica didn't care about such matters and immediately pulled the stakes out of her parents' forsaken bodies. By now, bodies gouged in the head, chest, stomach, knee, and leg have been found. Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. I'll kill that murderer, I'll kill him. Ugh. With this, the 8th twilight has been completed. This is going to continue on the 9th twilight. The witch shall be revived and none shall be left alive? Bring it on. The witch revives, that means the culprit is gonna make his grand appearance, right? No one's going to be left alive. Bullshit. I'll kill him. I'll definitely kill the cripple to kill Dad and Mom with my own hands.
Fucking Jessica. I love her.
Jessica let her emotions flow out as she howled furiously. To avoid being crushed by grief, she could do nothing but resist with anger. We still haven't found George. Jessica, children had better stay here. I'll go into the mansion.
Hey, Ava-san, we mustn't split up. It's dangerous if we do not all stick together.
There's nothing we can do for Nissan or his wife. But George may still be alive somewhere. I have no time to waste here. As Aunt Ava screamed this, Jessica glared at her. Eva had no more time to bother about the dead.
Oof.
She was more concerned for the safety of her only son, who had yet to be seen.
Oof.
Jessica-chan, you should stay by your father and mother's side. I'll make a short trip to the mansion. Bala-kun and Dr. Najo, you two can stay here as well. After arbitrarily saying this, Eva rushed out of the arbor. I feel like, is that meant to be a joke right now?
I don't think so. I think they're just being silly translations.
Silly translations.
Silly translations. Look, we love you guys. Please bring the answer rocks out soon.
I thought they weren't called answer rocks for Umineko.
Oh, sorry, Chiro. They're not called answer rocks. I'm being silly. I'm okay, I swear. God damn it.
He's just so concerned that
I'm stressed. I'm
Really?
stressed about everything that's happening right now. I can't handle this.
Oh my goodness.
I need to take a smoke of my pipe.
I called out to stop her, but there was no way she would listen. However, being alone in this situation meant nothing short of death. If we silently watched her leave, it would be the same as letting her die. Since Eva was unwilling to stop, we had no choice but to follow her. While it may be cruel to say so, Uncle Krasuna and Natsu were already dead. So there's nothing more we could do for them. So the obvious thing that happened here, right, is that George went down while Eva was killing the other two, and Eva was like, oh god, what do I do?
Okay.
And whatever has happened to George now is what she had to do.
Alright.
That's the theory.
Sure.
In the end, we had no choice but to console Jessica and head for the mansion together. Fortunately, Jessica stood up. Perhaps she'd been unable to break free from her grief. What had surfaced in its place was an expression like a demon's.
I'll kill that person with my own hands. I'll definitely avenge them. Let's go, Battler. If we find the culprit, don't get in my way. I'm definitely going to kill them.
Get a fucking weapon, you nerds. Oh.
But where, Ben?
Anywhere. Look.
It's not like there are two stake-like weapons on the ground right next to them.
Look, they're too thick and weird to be used as weapons. We've covered this.
Have we, though?
Yeah.
All it said, it would require extraordinary strength, and if I recall, Jessica...
Has extraordinary strength. It's true, she did beat up those high school girls that one time with her brass knuckles. She has brass knuckles! Fuck! She has a weapon. Let's go.
Hell yeah. I've got my own parents to avenge. Sorry, but this is first come, first serve.
Yeah, that's right. Let's kill them.
In my words, Jessica finally seemed to feel like we sympathized with her emotions. She still had that dark expression, but I felt that Jessica had regained some of her sanity.
That's what happened. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We took off, chasing after Eva. Through the rose garden, up the stone steps, running at full speed towards the mansion whose large, intimidating shadow flashed in the lightning.
Like that.
With this, the murders of the epitaph have reached the 8th twilight. And then on the 9th twilight, the witch shall revive. None shall be left alive. I will most likely lose my life, but at the very least I want to burn the truth into my eyes. That's the only thing motivating me to move right now. We're about to meet up with Eva, who is having trouble with the lock to the front door. It seemed that all the blood had risen to Eva's head. It's probably making her fingers clumsy. It looked like she couldn't even handle the simple task of inserting the key into the lock. And there was a faint sound. The sound of the door unlocking. Just as though it had waited for all the survivors to unite before opening. It felt to me as though the malicious mansion was trying to swallow up all the remaining humans at once. Perhaps the stench that erupted outwards the instant the door opened couldn't be described as just a smell. It was just the charred smell from Grandfather. I think it may have also contained the regrets of the servants and Dad's group. All of the dead. What did it mean as it floated out, overwhelming us? Was it the cry of the dead telling us not to enter? However, Eva didn't even flinch at something like that, and we who had to chase after her were forced to step into the mansion even after receiving that message. George! George! If you can hear me, answer! George! Eva shouted at the top of her lungs. Considering the situation, it's probably far too optimistic to imagine that he's alive. When we started following Eva's example and calling out George's name in loud voices, Eva spotted something and stopped walking. She was standing in front of the door to the parlor. What is this? Dr. Najo, could you come here for a second?
Whoa, what is it?
Oh, this is only the second one we've seen this episode, if it's a magic circle.
And this isn't even a Twilight. Oh wait, no, this is the parlor, so there'll be one there
Yeah.
from the original.
Oh, yeah.
It was the same one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'd heard about the eerie magic circles written on doors like the ones on the parlor from the adults. Eerie is the only word to describe that thing, which was scribbled with a deep red paint reminiscent of blood so that it slowly dripped down. However, that had supposedly been there since this morning. Wondering why Aunt Ava, who'd supposedly seen it already, would think it odd now. Jessica and I stared at the door.
Certainly, I have no memory of numbers such as these being written here.
Oh.
Yep.
Right, they weren't. Eerie magical characters written here, but not numbers. From what the two of them said, only the magic circle had been there this morning. However, right now there are 8 digits written near the upper part of the magic circle.
Yep.
Okay.
There are some numbers there.
Okay.
8 numbers. I kind of want to write these down. I'm going to write these down.
Yeah, shoot him to our chat.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
And pin him. Okay.
Yep, there's numbers. I don't know, what do you think they could mean?
What number puzzles have we had? We haven't really had any, have we?
I mean... I don't know, there are numbers in the Twilights.
I mean, yeah. But there's no 0 in the Twilights, I think. Unless that's the
there's
10.
a 10. Yeah, there are 10 Twilights and 8 numbers, so...
Yeah.
Make of that what you will.
I mean, what? Because that'd be... The journey has ended... Stomach? And 6.
I don't know.
6 again, and... Okay. Nah, it doesn't...
Alright, I pinned the message.
That doesn't... Whatever, let's keep going. We're gonna be stuck here if I just stop to think about this
This is
forever.
true.
I didn't know what it meant, but I didn't even want to imagine what someone had been thinking when they wrote it. It was drawn with the same paint as the magic circle, but it had clearly been written very recently. The way it had dried, the condition of the color was completely different from the magic circle part. Huh. I'm sure it just has some magical meaning. No point wasting time thinking about it. Thanks, Jessica. Jessica intentionally spat those words out in an attempt to push aside the eerie feeling it gave off.
It could be a magic square.
Oh, fuck, like...
Oh.
What is it?
I don't know. I don't know. You can tell me how magic squares work.
What was the... Crap. If it's the one that I'm thinking...
Yeah. You're thinking of a specific magical square this could be?
Not magical, it's a, like, cipher square.
Okay.
It's... Well, no, it's 5 by 5 though, so the 7 wouldn't work and the 9 wouldn't work.
Okay. Do you remember what this cipher is called?
I don't. It's like a 5 by 5 grid where you have the letters spread out into a grid and you basically get the coordinates of the letter to
Right.
like list out...
Slide forward.
Crap, what is it called?
I
can't
have no
remember.
clue. I have no clue. And I'm not even going to suggest anything for this. It's not even a thing.
But, yeah, I don't think that would work, because that's a 5 by 5 grid, so the 7 and the 9 wouldn't work. Unless there's some, like, abbreviation for it that I'm not aware of?
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe.
think so.
Why don't we see if they've got any other clues for us?
Yeah.
The idea that a ward against magic can reside in a certain sort of number play. I believe everyone has heard of the one where adding over the numbers in each row leads to the same sum.
Wasn't that a group of numbers buried in a rectangle? This is just a single row. I don't have a clue what it could mean. What Jessica Chan said is probably correct. There isn't any point in us wasting time thinking about it. I'm racking my brain. I can't remember what the thing is called.
I don't know. I know, my dude. I have to look it up.
Yeah, it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever, and then the only thing is that because it would require 26 squares, I think it's I and J fill the same square.
Uh-huh.
Because they used to be interchangeable characters.
Right.
But whatever. I'll have to look that up in between this and the next recording.
That's right. We can do some research.
Yeah. Even though she said that, she probably suspected that it actually meant something. And Ava was definitely writing that number down on an old receipt or something with a short ballpoint pen.
Reading receipts with her everywhere. Damn.
Unless it had some obvious pattern, it'd probably be tough to memorize a code made up of an 8-digit number. Huh. Could this be a date or something? A date? What are you talking about? It's probably a coincidence. My birthday is July 15th. As I thought that 0715 might refer to July 15th, figured that if 1129 stood for November 29th, maybe that'd fit perfectly. I don't know who this is.
Ava, must be.
Why would your birthday be written in a place like this? What's up with the number November 29th?
It sounded a little more like Jessica. Anyway.
That's what I want to know. Still, it's probably just a coincidence. I thought about it, I started getting feel a little creepy. What if someone's birthday was November 29th? Oh shit, this might have to do with, what Kyrie was fucking monologuing about when she was fighting Belphegor or whatever. Was it Belphegor?
Yes. No. Leviathan of Envy.
Leviathan.
She was talking about the whole situation with Asamu and...
Yeah.
And Battler's birth, all that stuff. Yep. Could be.
That's not the birthday of anyone else in my family, not Dad or Kyrie-san or Angie. Of course it isn't my mom's either.
Nothing comes to mind. I don't believe it's Ginzo-san's or Genji-san's birthday.
It isn't from my family either. And it isn't Rose's or Maria-chan's.
Can't be anyone in my family. That isn't Ken and Kun's or Shannon's. Always give the servants presents on their birthdays, so I know it for all of them.
Aw.
I don't know anyone who was born on November 29th.
Once we started imagining the 8 digits weren't meaningless, but actually 2 dates written together, it really started to look that way. However, its true meaning may be something completely different, or there may be no meaning at all. Of course, no meaning at all. However, since we didn't have any real clues, it's probably pointless to stand around here worrying about it. The inside of the parlor is much more important. This morning, behind each wood doors with a magic circle drawn on them had been the body of a victim. So if something new has been added to this door, does that mean something new has been added inside the parlor? When Aunt Ava tried to open it, she felt the resistance of the lock. She immediately took out a master key and put it in the keyhole. I'm just trying to think what that possibly could be, and I'm really confused.
It's okay. Got time.
As soon as she opened the door, Aunt Ava let out a high-pitched scream and ran inside. That alone was enough to tell us what happened inside the room. Dr. Nanjo and I looked at each other and shook my head slightly as we entered the parlor. George! George! Hang in there! George! Dr. Nanjo, quickly! George Aniki lay there, crumpled alongside Shannon-chan's corpse. His chest was stained bright red. Judging by his still open eyes, I hate to say it to Aunt Ava, but I couldn't pick up any signs of life. Let's go! System!
Should be good.
Gone.
Oh god. Assuming George, his corpse was found in the mansion's parlor. The weapon used on him is assumed to be gun or spear-shaped object. In exchange for his soul, the witch gave 8 numbers. 07151129. If you say it, a small golden lamp will be opened.
If you say it.
If you say it.
Say it?
Yeah. If you say it.
How would you say that in Japanese? Like that sequence of numbers?
I don't know. Might be worth looking into.
That's really weird.
Maybe the, like, sounds that you make when you say those numbers.
Something like that. There's 1129. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. A small golden land will be opened. I mean, do we really know what the golden land is? Does that help us at all?
I don't know. The small is the interesting part.
Yeah. I know.
After moving to take George's pulse, Dr. Nanjo shook his head, wordlessly reporting that George was dead. Brushing him aside, Aunt Ava once again crouched beside George Aniki and started crying at the top of her lungs. With Aniki's death, one thing is certain. The murders hadn't ended on the 8th twilight. The epitaph was being carried out in its complete form, including the 9th twilight, and none shall be left alive. I was really starting to lose track of things. For some reason, Aunt Ava's half-crazed cries actually made me cool down. Crestfallen and exhausted, I flopped onto the sofa and plunked my feet on top of the table. Maybe all these murders numbed my heart. Instead of just being frightened, I felt completely confused. Dad and Kyrie-san are dead, and people have been killed off one by one, starting with the servants. There's been a hell of a lot of them by now. I don't know when the first murder happened, but they might have been killed at a rate of about 1 person per hour by now. We believe that the boat will come for us around 9 o'clock tomorrow. Still a full 12 hours until then. How many more sacrifices to the witch will there have to be for us to survive? For the 4 of us, if it goes 1 each hour, we won't last any longer than 4 hours. I don't even know if we'll last until midnight tonight. Yesterday after lunch, we came into this parlor. Just as they started talking about serving some tea Aunt Rose had bought, the kids decided to take a walk. Maria was jumping around, wasn't she? Didn't Shan bring us some cookies? She said Kumasawa-san had baked them or something. Would have been hilarious if she'd baked some mackerel into them, wouldn't it? That's right. Never hear Kumasawa-chan's mackerel jokes again, will I? Alright, only I remembered stuff about Kumasawa-chan that wouldn't be fair to everyone else. Why did Dad and Kyrie-san even go outside? It's not like going with the food for a day would kill us. Why did Gluttony get a hold of them and make them go out for food? Bet that fearless dad of mine just started complaining about being hungry. Kyrie-san, you're supposed to be the brakes for my reckless dad. Why didn't you stop him? What about your daughter, Angie? She's still just 6 years old. I think that's the first time we've been told that.
I think so.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I find it difficult to believe that she could have carried out the murder. She's 6 years old.
Well, more of the theory that, like, you know how I've been suggesting, like, she'd, like, rock up or whatever?
Mm.
I mean, she'd have to be rocking up a lot later, right?
It would.
Yeah. Don't tell me you plan to leave her in my care. After all, it's doubtful now whether I'll be able to leave this island alive.
Oh.
What?
And he must be Ava?
Stop, why are you fighting at a time like this? Jessica-san, stop! Been kinda noisy for a while. By the time I looked up to see what it was, Jessica and Ava had suddenly—
Oh, it would have been Najo.
God damn it.
It's so difficult.
1 point to the Riders.
Yep.
And Ava had suddenly started fighting with each other. No, maybe I should say that Jessica was grabbing at Aunt Ava. And Ava killed Dead and the rest. There's no other explanation. How foolish! Why should I know anything about what happened to your parents? Who was on the first floor of the guest house? Aunt Ava? Dad and Mom were in the first floor lobby along with her. And who was left alive? Only Aunt Ava. Why? It's obviously because you're the culprit. You killed Mom and Dad, carried them outside, and then shamelessly locked the door, trying to make it seem like it was the witch's doing. Then why do you think George disappeared? He never came down to the first floor, so did he disappear from the second floor? And who was on the second floor? You people were, right? You knew, didn't you? You knew that George slipped out of the guest house, and you brazenly acted as if you didn't know anything. You'd stop George, he'd be...
I said stop! I definitely said that.
Yep.
Jessica-san was in the cousin's room the whole time, and Ava-san was in the first floor lobby the whole time. Neither of you is responsible for anything.
Save up.
What we have here is simply the sadness of losing family members. The culprit is no one, nowhere. It is all just the witch's fault. So stop hating each other, you too.
Witch's fault, huh? Witch dramatically dropping a pipe in the background there.
Yep.
The witch's fault, huh? I wonder if that's a good way to cool down the situation right now. Yeah, I finally understand why 3 people evaporated from the guest house when all the doors and windows were locked from the inside. This is what they were after. Making us think the culprit was inside and sparking this ugly mutual hatred. Has to be the culprit, the witch's goal. If that's the case, how did the culprit lock it from the outside? When Dad's group was attacked, their master key was definitely stolen. The doors and windows to the guest house were built so you couldn't lock them from the outside, no matter how hard you tried. So that master key should have had nothing to do with the guest house closed room. Jessica and Aunt Eva were turning their sadness at losing their blood relatives into anger at the person in front of them. Dr. Nadja was trying to step between them, and I sat on the sofa staring up at the ceiling, thinking about the things that didn't even matter anymore with a worn-out expression. I just couldn't believe that this was the same parlor that had been so warm and pleasant at midday. Yesterday, for just a short time before the typhoon hit. That was a little, whew.
Yeah.
I felt it coming, but I was expecting the monologue to go on for a little bit more.
Yeah, fuck. Oh god.
Who was that? The sudden sound of a gunshot took me out of my half-asleep trance. Smoke was rising out of the barrel of the gun and Ava
That was
had.
Jessica. Fuck.
Jessica had fallen to the floor and was covering both her eyes. And Ava and Dr. Nadja were looking down at her in shock.
Are you okay, Jessica-san? Jessica-san!
It hurts, it hurts. It wasn't my fault. This happened because you came at me even after I told you to stop. Hey, wait a sec, what's going on? Did Jessica just grab at Aunt Ava, which turned into a scuffle? Did they start fighting over Aunt Ava's gun? Did some kind of impact cause the trigger to be pulled?
Oh my god.
Some kind of impact?
Fucking... Jesus. I'm so done. Ava, please.
I didn't know if the bullet had grazed or if she'd been burned by the discharge, but either way, Jessica was covering both of her eyes, screaming it hurts and rolling around on the floor.
Don't worry, calm down. It is not a serious wound, so get a hold of yourself.
My eye hurts, it hurts, I can't see. Dr. Nanjo let Jessica borrow his shoulder, saying that she would tend to her in the servant room. The servant room in this mansion had a bed and a first aid kit and was able to function as an infirmary. Damn it. You killed Mom and Dad, I'll kill you. It wasn't me.
Jessica-san, you'll aggravate the wound, so don't move about. Come, let's go to the servant room.
Jessica continued to curse Aunt Ava as her parents' murderer. It seemed that Aunt Ava couldn't conceal her trembling at the fact she pulled the trigger even if it had been an accident. It wasn't my fault, it happened because that kid jumped at me. I didn't kill anyone. More importantly, who killed George? That's right, who killed George? George! It isn't my fault. Wait a sec, Aunt Ava. Don't go off on your own. Didn't know if it was because Aunt Ava couldn't bear her mistake, if she'd given up control of her body to anger at the person who had killed her only son, or if it was both of those things all mixed together. At any rate, she ran out into the corridor yelling, fearful and screaming. I was also worried about Jessica's condition, but right then I couldn't leave Aunt Ava alone. Why would she go off on her own in this mansion of all places? Is she suicidal? Dr. Nanjo took Jessica towards the servant room. I chased after Aunt Ava, dashing into the depths of the mansion.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Hell yeah, it did.
We're learning about gun control, guys.
Yay!
Just don't hold guns near people's faces.
I was pointing
please.
out from right at the start they shouldn't have had their fingers on the trigger the whole time.
I know. Fucking Ava, come on.
What an amateur.
Like, hit her in the face next time. Okay. After sitting Jessica on the servant room bed, Nanjo told her several times not to touch her eyes and examine the affected area. The barrel had probably been near her eyes. There was a possibility that the flames of the discharge had injured her corneas. Corneas? Yeah, cornea? Yeah. There was no threat to her life, but it would probably be necessary to take her to a doctor as soon as possible. Nanjo applied emergency first aid, covering the affected area with gauze and wrapping it with a bandage. As a result, Jessica completely lost her field of vision. Is that okay? The wound may hurt or itch, but you mustn't scratch at it or rub it. When tomorrow comes, let us go to an ophthalmologist as soon as possible.
I'm so glad you're on top of your terminology then, Nanjo.
He's a great doctor.
This
is a totally legit medical license, I swear.
That bitch, she was really trying to kill me. If the angle had been just a little bit off, I'd been killed by now. I'll definitely turn her into the police.
Ava-san would not do such a thing. That was an accident.
You call that an accident? She killed Dad and Mom. There's no any 90th person or witch exists on this island. She's behind everything. She was the only one on the first floor of the guest house. George Nissan must have seen her kill Mom and Dad and she killed him to keep him quiet. It's the same with Grandfather and the servants. I'm sure she snuck out on the family conference last night and killed all of them.
If that is indeed the case, we'll find out about it as soon as the police investigate. The police are incredible with their powers of discernment. There is nothing that cannot be understood.
Cut back to the end of episode 1. The police couldn't figure shit out.
Couldn't find anything. Yeah, totally. There is no need for us to suspect or hate anyone. The police will resolve everything. So for now, Jessica-san, you should devote yourself to resting your body and keeping your eyes safe. Of course, if you wrinkle your forehead too much, it will do nothing good for your eyes, not to mention your beauty. When Jessica's abuse of Ava had reached a crescendo, she actually had started glaring instinctively and the pressure on her eyes had hurt her. Jessica herself realized that the more she talked, the more the wound would hurt, and regardless of whether she'd overcome her suspicions of Ava, she would gain her composure for the time being.
She killed them. Dad and Mom. And Shannon and Cannon-kun.
She'd heard that Cannon had been killed in the chapel. Jessica still hadn't seen his face after he had died. Jessica was now less fearful about the fact that she was blinded, and more frightened that the police would carry Cannon's body away while she still couldn't see, and that she would have to say her final farewell without being able to look upon his face. Her anger at the culprit, and her sadness at the death of the person she liked. Those mixed emotions started her crying. But right now, tears were actually painful for her. So, she wasn't even permitted to leisurely remember his face in bygone days. Jessica could do nothing but sit on the bed and let her head droop, withstanding the pain. Well then, now I'm worried more about Eva-san. I hope she isn't too shaken by this. Realizing that Jessica had calmed down for the time being and letting out a sigh, he stuck his head out into the hallway to look for any sign of the others coming back.
Of course, I mean, what did you expect when you opened the door?
Then their eyes met. Nanjo, unable to understand who this person was bewildered for an instant.
I hear that people who've lost powers of sight have zero anti-magic and anti-resistance power. In other words, you're an isolated pawn right now. Understand what that means?
Whoa, what did you say? Nanjo had no way of understanding who the person in front of him was, much less what she had just said.
Dr. Nanjo, what's going on?
Unable to see, Jessica had to rely on voices alone to make out the situation. But since she heard Nanjo say something in an uneasy tone, she tightened up, thinking that something bad might have happened. Something bad. Stop, please! Please don't kill me! I have a sick grandchild. I mustn't die here. Please spare me! Eek!
Interesting. I feel like we've had something of the sort mentioned before.
Yeah.
But if we cut back to episode 1, I think that might actually be the first case of a possible motive for Nanjo that we've seen.
There's a sick grandchild?
Yeah, and he might need a whole bunch of money right now to sort it out.
Maybe. Yeah.
Just a thought.
Cool.
Dr. Nanjo, Dr. Nanjo.
Jessica couldn't do anything except call out from the bed. Judging by the tone of his voice, Nanjo was in the corridor confronting someone, and he was scared. His life must have been threatened just a second ago. No, stop it! Eek!
On the 9th twilight, the witch shall revive and none shall be left alive.
There's a Maria laugh. I'm not comfortable with that. The witch pointed the end of her gold staff at Nanjo. Even though he didn't know what she was planning to do, Nanjo assumed that she must be trying to take his life.
Dr. Nanjo! Dr. Nanjo! Is someone there? Answer me!
Stop it! Ah!
Bang!
A sharp sound echoed. And just as sharply, the tip of the golden staff tapered and stretched, slicing into Nanjo's forehead. Jessica, who could only try to grasp what was happening with her ears, had no clue what was going on. But even so, she was able to realize that with that sound, Nanjo had died. Why don't we hit that button?
Let's do it!
Let's hit that button! Oh, we gotta wait for the thing to
We gotta
finish.
wait for the thing.
There it is! There he is. Where is that
Where
nerd?
is he?
On the top left. I keep forgetting where he is. I feel so bad for him. Family, Dr. Nanjo. His corpse was found in the hallway in front of the mansion servant room. The weapon used on him is assumed to be a gun or spear-shaped object. Just a little longer, he'd probably have managed to return alive. However, in the very end, the witch did not permit that.
Interesting that this is now third person from the witch again.
Yeah. Bit weird. And she could tell that that person was now in the corridor, right in front of the servant room. Furthermore, since she couldn't see, she wouldn't be able to run away, much less resist. Knowing that she was a mouse in a trap and in a life or death situation, Jessica shuddered.
Oh, Jessica, too bad your eyes got injured. Now you can't even escape. I'm just gonna play a whole lot with Nanjo's corpse now. When I get bored of that, I'll kill you and play a bunch more.
No. Oh wait, hold on. I thought
Same
that was,
voice. No, I know.
I was excited there for a second. I thought,
Half a point, I think?
Yeah, half a point.
Damn you.
No, wait, if I've got you here blind anyway, I won't wait until you're dead. I'll have a lot of fun with you before I kill you too. So wait there shaking for a while, okay? As you try to imagine all the ways I'm playing with Dr. Nanjo's corpse.
Eek.
Yeah. Eek, comrade Eek.
Hey, comrade.
Comrade Eek.
Carry on.
IKK, I assume. Jessica was struck with fear and let out a frail scream. She wanted to scream in a much louder voice, trying to get someone to help
Yeah,
her.
how would you scream CCCP?
I don't know. I don't. Jesus. Let's keep going. Oh my god. But she couldn't. When faced with true fear, it clogs up a person's throat. Right then, Jessica could barely even breathe.
Help me.
She searched around with her hands, trying to find some way to escape. But even though she should have known this room well, just being unable to see made it like a closed room of darkness.
Interesting.
Use of language, yeah. She ran into a shelf or something, and things like candy jars and bottles fell down, hitting her on the head. As she was now, it would have been tough for her to even guard her head to block it. She was painfully aware of how powerless humans become just by losing their sense of sight. Of course, she had no time to be impressed by this fact. She crawled around at random, trying to escape from that place, but she kept bumping into things that she didn't understand, getting hit by various falling objects, and it felt like the entire room was alive, bullying her and refusing to let her escape. Then, a footstep could be heard from that presence in the hallway, and then a voice. She'd probably poked her head into the room, since Jessica had been so loud.
You really are noisy. Act like a lady and wait here on the bed, because I'll give you a wonderful blood-red death outfit, fitting for such an honored daughter.
Ugh.
Something good enough to make the person who finds you faint, okay?
Ugh. Sorry. I thought just a second ago she had sworn she'd kill the culprit if she found them. However, she was now very powerless. She couldn't do anything except let out a scream, calling around on the floor and bumping her head into the bed and the legs of desks.
Help me, someone help me. Dead Mom. Battler! Someone come! Help me, Canon-kun.
In the corridor, as the witch thought of how to toy with Nandra's life, a single gold butterfly secretly watched that scene from the corner of the hallway. It was Beato, who had barely escaped with her life once before. The gold butterfly softly returned to human form.
I think this is meant to be transparent, though it's very hard to see on this intensity
faint.
background.
Yeah, it's definitely transparent. You can see it in the middle, the side of her face, where the shadow is.
I just thought I'd point that out in case it didn't come across so well on the YouTube upload.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely a line that goes straight up and down.
Yeah.
The gold butterfly softly returned to human form. It was faint and transparent like a lace curtain.
No, it even tells us. Why did we try?
By now, her power was so weak that even maintaining this form was difficult for her. Right next to her, Renove also appeared. Yeah, there it is. It is unlikely that Jessica will survive. Of course, there are to be no survivors from the very beginning. She has grown feelings of love for Canon. I have toyed with him at times. However, such behavior was shameful for a witch. Love is the single element. Romantic love is even more pure, more sacred.
Oh shit. Having her own dialogue turned against her for episode 2.
Totally. Though for some reason you seem to despise it thoroughly, milady. Teacher told me. Magic exists to bring people happiness. That's something I myself must have been aware of in the past. Ever since I forgot that, I stopped being a witch. And so, I lost the right to be Battler's opponent. I can hardly believe it, milady. Do you actually intend to rescue Jessica? It'll be dangerous. I know. Even if I do save her, she'll become a plaything of the witch's banquet when the door to the Golden Land opens. But even so, that death will be far more compassionate than what that person would do to her. The witch's banquet steals lives in a terrible way, but it does not do so more than once. It does not toy with life and death. However, that person is different. She kills over and over. She kills for fun. There is not even a trace of compassion there. I want to at least save Jessica from that kind of cruel fate. Certainly, by carrying that out, you would probably be praised as a good witch. However, the new Beatrice-sama already views you as hostile, milady. If you are to be seen by her again, you would not have any method of escape this time, correct? When I reunited George and Shannon, I finally understood what a witch is, and what magic is. I am a witch. I must act as a witch, and I must be acknowledged as Battler's opponent, and make Battler accept me as a witch this time around. The road to that goal may be long and difficult. However, if I do not take a step forward here and now, I won't be able to call myself a witch. I understand your feelings, but how do you plan to rescue her? There are not many forms of magic that your body is capable now, milady. Did you not have to borrow George's power even back when you revived Shannon? Indeed. And for that very reason, I may be able to save Jessica. Right now, she is begging for Canon to save her. If I can borrow the power of that emotion, my magic may be able to knock on the doors of the land of the dead once again. You may be able to knock, however, you would use up all of your magical energy. If you are to be spotted by the new Beatrice-sama, you will truly be without a method of escape. I am no longer your butler, milady. Understand that I cannot assist you if that situation worsens. I know. By now I have toyed with and taken more lives than I can count, so I might not be I may not be able to make up for it, except by saving the same number of lives, bringing them through that door. I have had nothing to lose in the first place. I am just a gold butterfly who has passed his name and magic power on and who is no longer acknowledged as a witch. What about Balthasar? You are partway through a game with him. He has said that he would wait until you returned. Are you truly satisfied to end it here? You have a duty to return to the seat across from Balthasar, milady. For that very reason, if there's a life that only I can save, I will save it. And I will be accepted as a witch. I must become a witch. If this is training, it is a very childish thing. Nothing that compares to the evils I've committed before now. Vanish, Renove. Watch what may be the final magic of a single butterfly who used to be called a witch.
Oh, shit.
Here we go. Certainly. Please show me magic that will not disgrace the name of the Golden Witch. And I pray that this is not your final spell. Go, my friend. If you can find enough ink, write down the story of my foolish tale, and hand it over to some fool who's about to walk down the same path. So long, Renove. Here we go.
So, right, my God, if Beatrice actually like dies right here, I'm scared that's gonna happen. Like I
know.
Whew.
I'm feeling the tension.
Oh
right
my
here.
God,
I'm feeling the tension.
this is.
Canon-kun, where are you? Where are you? Help me, help me.
Milady, I am always there by your side.
Oh shit.
Canon-kun? Canon-kun.
It seemed to Jessica as though she'd heard Cannon's voice just then. She looked around with unseeing eyes, but of course she saw nothing. On the contrary, that action caused her head to hit the disc again. God damn it.
That's tragic.
Oh.
Canon-kun, Canon-kun, help me. Help me.
Yes, milady. I will help you.
Canon-kun? You survived?
This time she thought she heard his voice clearly. Jessica jumped up in surprise, banging her head against the desk once again.
Why'd you do this, Ryukishi?
Oh, I feel so much pity for her. Milady, please, calm your heart and listen. Unfortunately, I am not alive.
Rip.
Huh?
I have already died. However, that witch came to me to tell me of your peril, and she gave me just a little bit of time so that I could save you, milady. Please, calm your heart even more. If you do, my form will become visible even to you, milady. Jessica obeyed those words. She chased all idle thoughts from her head and relaxed her breathing. Of course, her heart felt like it was going to explode after hearing the voice of the one she liked and had thought was dead. She resisted the excitement with all her strength. There he is.
Oh.
When she did, she felt as though Canon-kun really was right in front of her. Even though she shouldn't have been able to see him with her eyes, she was able to sense him clearly. Can you see me, milady?
Quotation marks, boys, we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. I can definitely see you, Canon-kun.
I exist only as a soul now, so I cannot touch you, milady. I cannot do anything except talk to you like this. With my current weak existence, I can do nothing more than that, but I should be able to be of some aid to you, milady.
So we can only talk? I can't touch you, Canon-kun?
I am now more fragile than smoke from a candle, so much so that if one of the living such as you were to touch me, I would be wiped away instantly. So please, don't try to touch me, because I am also holding back my desire to touch you, milady.
Okay.
More importantly, milady, please listen well. The new Golden Witch has a cruel heart. She surely plans to make you meet with a horrible fate. You must escape from this room and hide.
How? I can't see anything.
Quiet. I will be your eyes, milady. Please move in accordance with my instructions. First, please crawl 3 steps from there, then stand up. You are now under the desk, milady. If you stand there, you'll hit your head.
That was under the desk? Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna stand.
Well done. Next, please turn to face towards 9 o'clock. Yes, well done.
This is pretty embarrassing. Ow.
Are you okay? Does your wound hurt?
No, I'm fine. What next?
Jessica thought that if this was a dream, she didn't want to wake up, and, if she were allowed to, she would have wanted to take off the bandage covering her eyes and see him. However, if she did that, Kenan might vanish like frail candle smoke, just like he himself had said. She was afraid of that, so she satisfied herself with just listening to his words once more, repressing her desire to see him, to hold him. Therefore, what hurt her eyes now were tears of gratitude for the god, or maybe the witch, who had given her this miraculous moment.
Is this okay? If we keep talking like this, won't we be noticed by her? Won't our voices be heard?
I have erected a secrecy barrier. As long as we don't make any loud sounds or speak noisily, no one will notice us. That's why people can't tell when I'm around.
I don't really get it, but anyway, we'll be fine as long as we stay quiet, right? What should I do next?
Please, walk 10 steps in that direction. You will touch the sofa. Please continue along that. Do it slowly. Stay calm. Believe in my words.
Sure. It's weird. Even though it's so scary not being able to see, I'm not scared at all if you're with me, Canon-kun.
Yes, that is the sofa. Trace it to the left while advancing slowly. There is a table just to your left. Be careful not to bump into it with your shins. It was a very, very strange and bizarre team effort. Even though she would have been killed in an instant if the terrible witch noticed her, there was no fear in Jessica's heart. She was being protected and guided by Canon, someone she thought she'd never be reunited with. It would probably be just a momentary miracle. Even so, Jessica was deeply grateful for it. If she hoped for too much, she was sure that he would disappear, so she tried not to ruin this faint miracle. And, trying to engrave this moment into her heart for all eternity, she slowly continued to walk, obeying Canon's voice. Okay, if you walk 10 more steps, you will exit the servant room. Then, please turn to face 9 o'clock and keep walking very slowly. Put your hand on the wall to your right and keep on following that. I will take you to a safe room.
If I go there, will you leave, Canon-kun?
Canon didn't answer, but his lack of an answer was enough to tell her the truth.
Then no way. I don't want to go.
If you stay here, you will be killed by the witch.
I don't mind. If I'm killed, I can go to the world where you are, Canon-kun.
My lady, please listen to me. The human world is too bright and painful for the dead like me, so I cannot stay for long. So my lady, please, allow me to use what time I am allowed to guide you to a safe place. Because after that, I will stay with you until my time runs out.
Is that the very best you can manage, Canon-kun?
Yes. In exchange, I will stay by your side as long as possible. I will stay with you and talk with you, milady.
Talk about what?
What do you want to talk about?
I don't care as long as you're willing to tell me, Canon-kun.
Well then, I will tell you the story of a cowardly servant boy who lacked all courage. The story of a foolish and pitiful boy who fell in love with a young lady as radiant as the sun. Even when the lady confessed those same feelings for him, he lost to his cowardice and was never able to be honest with his feelings while he still lived.
Yes, and I want to tell you a story too. It's a story of a cowardly girl who couldn't muster the courage to tell the boy she loved how she felt much more often. A story of how that girl, after being reunited with that boy by a miracle from God, used that chance to finally muster up her courage.
I also want to hear that. So for that reason as well, let us go to a safe place.
Yeah. If I could be with you, Canon-kun, I would walk however far, however long it took. I don't need eyes anymore. If you tell me to step forward, I will take that step, even if it leads off a cliff.
Thank you. Come, milady. Let us go. The first 10 steps.
No, I don't like it. I won't do it unless you call me Jessica.
Do it. Understood. Well then, Jessica. Take the first 10 steps.
Yes, Canon-kun.
Very quietly, Jessica and Canon slowly snuck out of the servant room. Just around the corner, the witch could be seen cruelly looking down at Nandra's corpse, but she didn't even notice their presence. However, Renove, who stood at the ready by her side, met Canon's eyes. Canon thought Oh no, grimacing and blocking Jessica with his back. However, Renove did not inform his master. He played dumb, just as though he hadn't spotted Cannon in the first place. No, maybe he did appear to chuckle. From a finger on Renove's hands, which were joined behind his back, a single small gold butterfly appeared, flying in front of Cannon as though guiding him. It went unnoticed by the master he served. Cannon was surprised at the magic that butterfly held, because it was far more powerful than the secrecy barrier Cannon possessed. He may not have known it, but the power of his had originally been Renove's. Cannon's ability was an imitation of that, which Kinzo had made and given it to him. As that butterfly of secrecy magic scattered gold scales, it grew smaller bit by bit. It probably wouldn't last long, but without a doubt, even that would buy them enough time to get them far away from the cruel witch. Okay, milady, let's follow that wall and keep walking. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. If I can be with you, Cannon-kun, I'll keep on going. On and on.
Led and protected by the small gold butterfly, the pair, separated by the wall of life and death, slowly walked away towards the end of the corridor. There was no way that the evil witch could have had magic to notice their flight. Until they disappeared at the other end of the corridor, the witch didn't realize that Jessica had vanished. By the time the gold butterfly Renove had sent evaporated completely, Jessica had reached the parlor. Even though it would have been a quick trip if she'd been able to see as she was now, it had been a very long adventure. Come, my lady. We've reached the parlor. I will now take you to the bundle of curtains by the window. If you hide in there, you'll surely be safe.
Inside the curtains? Not bad. I used to hide in there a lot long ago.
Beatrice-sama.
Huh?
Cannon called out the witch's name. Jessica looked around in surprise, but she obviously couldn't spot the witch when she couldn't see. Beatrice had appeared once again with a faint form. Cannon squared off against the figure of the evil witch, but Beatrice's expression was soft, or even pitying. I don't know what sort of whim led you to revive me, nor do I understand what you're thinking now. Oh, it was nothing more than a whim. No, this is how witches should be. It took me 1,000 years to realize that. That is how foolish it is.
Who is it? Who's there?
My lady, be quiet. She's the witch, Beatrice. I owe her because she let me be with you one more time.
The witch? Beatrice?
Forget about me. More importantly, you should quickly hide that girl in the shadows of the curtains. You probably do not have much time left. You may spend it having a final conversation with Jessica. A secret meeting inside a bunch of curtains. How clever you two are.
Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you for letting me be with Cannon-kun.
Jessica didn't know where Beatrice was, so she said that while facing in the wrong direction.
I love that.
Perhaps because she found that funny, Beatrice snickered. I will now leave this room to the pair of lovers. Evil witches have no need for tales of love. Allow me to depart. Beatrice-sama, thank you very much. There is no need to thank me. You know that something like this cannot compensate for all of the evil I have done. I offer my gratitude to this good witch as a parting gift. I don't know what has happened before, or what will happen later. However, at this very moment, you are without a doubt a good witch. You flatter me, Furniture. The next time we meet, I may be an evil witch who doesn't betray your expectations. And with that, farewell. Nice fucking callback. Oh. I love it. Oh. Beata left the parlor and closed the door, and mustering the last of her remaining magical power, she sealed the door. The fact that those two had escaped into here would eventually be noticed, and now that the ninth twilight had been reached, no matter how much they struggled, their inescapable fate had already been decided. However, until that final moment, they should be given the chance to speak with each other of their love. The witch poured out all of her magical power to protect their time together, so that no one would be able to defile their time alone until the last possible moment. At that time, Beata noticed something. Her body had been detected by a magical searching technique. The evil witch's furniture had sniffed this place out. So, bluishness is the witch's way of doing things after all. To think that she doesn't even intend to let these two young ones be together with their love. 45, data received. Checking target, confirmed as the predecessor Lady Beatrice. Analyzing power defensive wall. 72-layered, multi-layered defensive wall, attack barrier and anti-magic armor. Sniping to the power will be impossible. Data link to 410. 410, data received. Nihi! Now we just gotta the predecessor, the predecessor summer first now. Great, Lady Beatrice, your fire permission, please.
Go ahead and shoot. I want to avoid her vital areas. There's something I want to ask that old hag.
Oh, shit! 410 firing, see? Nihi! Justice's gold bow released a gold snake. It crawled down the corridor, sighing from the front of the servant room, aiming for the parlor as it drew a soft, snake-like curved line trajectory. Here it goes. And pierced Beatrice's chest. Wah! Gold butterflies gathered, and the cruel witch appeared along with her furniture. Predecessor Sama, no further obstructions will be permitted. I didn't think they would be. Still, the Chester sisters really have gotten rusty. To think that they failed to bring me down. And twice at that. Renove spoke in a manner befitting the witch's butler. As she pushed her pain aside, Beato grinned and spoke back. My apologies, Predecessor Sama. We were ordered to avoid vital areas. As soon as we get the order, we can pierce you at any time. We can pierce a hole in your ears, a hole in your belly button, any hole you like. The gold snake that had pierced Beatrice grew even longer, drawing a funnel-shaped helix and awaiting its next order. I was prepared to pierce a vital spot as soon as the evil witch told it to. For what reason would someone like you, who is no less brutal than I, make them avoid my vital areas? New Beatrice! What a disappointment.
I wanted to ask you something. I don't know what kind of trick you used to escape, but we thought we took you out, right? Why is that even though you could have escaped by hiding, you took the risk of appearing again. Can't be that you came back just to protect those two young people, right?
But she's best girl. Well, who knows?
And just a second ago, why'd you do something as soft as reviving the lovers and reuniting them? The more I hear about you, the more I learn I don't even reach up to your feet as an incarnation of evil. If you're like that, why did you suddenly start acting so mildly? That's what I wanted to ask.
I am brutal, therefore I am fickle. What purpose could questioning that possibly serve?
Cheers to sisters. So
Oh god. When she ordered that, the gold snake that was curled in a helix and suspended in space moved as fast as a real snake going after its prey, and pierced Beatrice's body multiple times from both sides, its gold tail drawing an X shape. As the cruel witch had ordered, it drew a cross-stitch through Beatrice's chest. The gold thread made a squeaking sound and tormented Beato. Rather than a gold snake searching for its prey, it waited for orders like a sewing needle ready to sew Beato.
if it's you we're talking about, there's no way it could have been a whim. I've heard about you, and I've learned. You're such an incarnation of evil that I don't even rise up to your feet. I thought I was truly a fitting successor to you. But you've always been in the way. You always say warm, pleasant things that chuckle. What changed you? You explored the depths of evil for 1,000 years, and I let you live because I wanted to know what happened to make you change so much.
If you really want to know, then I suggest you waste 1,000 years as well.
So...
Wow! Beatrice's chest was once again sewn with a golden cross-stitch. It tightened once again, squeezing fresh blood from Beatrice's chest. Intense pain it caused ran in conflict with its beauty to the eye.
You might be one of those things that disappear when they die and don't leave a corpse, so I'll kill you slowly. But if you answer my question honestly, I'll let you die easy. I'll give you a splendid, gorgeous death perfect for my predecessor summer. I'll sink you in a coffin filled with water and roses. Isn't that wonderful? And you still won't talk about the reason for your change of heart?
Not answering when she is asked is another one of an evil witch's pleasures.
So, twice. Of course, you don't have to answer. After all, that way I get to torture you. The endless magic is truly wonderful. When you think about it, this world is limited in every way. The endless cannot exist in the human world because gods are without limits. The human world is deprived of all limitlessness, so they can be looked down upon. So in other words, this endless power is the power of the gods. A wonderful power where the more you play with it, the more fun ways of playing you find. Use that power as you please for 1,000 years and went on a rampage. Why are you having a change of heart only now? You aren't gonna say you regret handing it over to me, are you?
What is going on?
What is going on? I'm
But
just having so much fun experiencing this.
Yeah.
Because I'm so torn as to what the change of heart is
Let's
actually.
go. We're gonna find out. Oh, fuck this song.
Take control, sir.
Yeah, I will. How could I regret it? The endless magic you believe in is no magic at all. True magic lies in a deep abyss that you most certainly cannot reach.
And this is what you realized? Then what is it?
Wander about for 1,000 years without realizing, foolish witch.
So, 3 times this time?
Beata's chest had been embroidered with the gold thread. It tightened even more, causing Beata more and more pain.
Well, that's fine. I'm no longer curious about what kind of revelations an old hag who refuses to die might have had. I'm bored now, so I'll just kill you. If I do, the barrier around the parlor will dissolve. Then I'll torture Cannon and Jessica to death a whole bunch of times. Being able to have 2 lovers as my toys at the same time sounds pretty fun, right? Killer.
Without missing by a millimeter, the gold sewing thread shot through Beata's heart. That intense pain was worse than all of the pain before that put together. Beata finally remembered the actual feeling of dying she had forgotten over the course of 1,000 years. But she couldn't die. She must not die. If she died, it would mean handing over the 2 in the parlor to the cruel witch. She definitely couldn't die. She resolutely refused to die. New Beatrice, I have a request. The lovers' meeting between the 2 in the parlor would not last long. In the amount of time an hourglass can measure, Cannon will probably vanish into the land of the dead. Would you please allow them at least that much time?
No way. Isn't tearing apart 2 who loved each other fun? You said it yourself. So I want to try it.
In that case, I mustn't allow you that pleasure. Yes, it can be fun, tearing apart lovers.
Really? I'm sure it is fun. So don't get in my way. So more. So.
Nihi? Forted, understood. The merciless gold sewing needle sewed the gold thread through Beata's heart over and over again. However, no matter how much it tightened, that heart did not stop. This isn't nearly enough. I won't die by something like this.
What are you doing? Make this old hag shut up. Kill her quickly.
We're killing her! Even though we sewed her heart in place several times, this person's heart won't stop!
This is getting too anime again. Needs to calm down. Who's this?
Are you immortal?
Of course not. I've handed the endless over to you. My heart will not beat many more times. However, if by making it beat just once more, I can give the 2 in this room a bit more time. I'll continue that resistance for all eternity.
So, keep throwing until the heart stops moving.
Why? Why doesn't she die? It's impossible. Why isn't her heart stopping?
Too anime.
Even though it's been sewn in place?
This is impossible! How is this being done? Oh my god!
Who cares? We'll make the heart exploding from the inside, yeah. How pitiful, and you could have died cleanly if you hadn't resisted us.
Really getting the money's worth out of that quote-unquote animation.
As they said that, even though the gold needle and thread made round trips over and over again, Beata still didn't die. The cruel witch eventually grew pale at how bizarre that was.
What in the world are you?
You probably cannot understand. Even I didn't understand. And yet, somehow or another, it seems that this is true magic. In other words, I have now become it. I have become a true witch. Fix the explosion center and heart interior. Fuse preparations ready. Explode! There was a terrible sound, and gold leaf was scattered around the area, along with a cloud of gold butterflies. And Beatrice's chest had opened wide from the inside, and from that, gold butterflies and gold leaf poured out, staining the surrounding area gold. Then Beatrice's flesh crumpled, like a puppet whose strings had been cut. She crouched down and crumpled. However, a gold heart tied by golden threads floated in the air and continued to beat. What the? Eek! Monster Eep! When the Chiesa sisters saw that, they fell on their butts in shock. Somehow, even though Beato had become nothing more than a heart, it still kept beating, continuing to protect the barrier to the parlor. It was an immeasurably vast magical power, impossible to measure. In other words, endless.
Oh! I'm the other switch, right? Why is this old hag still alive after all this? Just the sisters. Smash that heart. Quickly!
It's impossible, my apologies. We can't do it. Indeed, it probably will be impossible. No number of people could crush that heart. And certainly not the soldiers who serve under His Highness the Dragon King.
In that case, an endless witch like me should be able to crush it, right? My power is that of a god.
I am afraid to say that your power cannot leave a single wound on the endless of Beatrice Summer.
Just what do you mean by that?
Just as there can be no light without knowledge of shadows, there can be no infinite without knowledge of the finite. Before my Lady Beatrice's true wellness power, your frail magic is quite lacking.
What is that?
The cruel witch was surprised and stepped back.
Oh my god, are we about to have the fucking full-on resurrection scene right now?
It was thinner than a lace curtain.
No, it's happening.
But Beatrice's form, Beatrice's form. No, Beatrice's form was still standing there.
Here we go, boys.
There she is. Even after being laid bare so tragically like this...
I can't believe they've made me feel excited for the antagonist resurrection.
She refused to let evil through that door. At that time, a shadow just as thin as Beatrice stood behind her. It was Canon. Beatrice-sama, thank you very much. I won't forget what you've done for us. I'll hear those words of yours once the number of my blessings has surpassed the number of grievances I have caused. Was that long enough? Yes, truly, thank you very much. And, Beatrice-sama, you have also done enough. Please, be at peace. Is that so? Is this enough? Huh.
What's going on? Why are you guys calling that old hag Beatrice? Beatrice is my name, right? It's gotta be, since I'm the new Golden Witch and Endless Witch, right?
How rude. How dare you claim Beatrice-sama's name?
Hell yeah.
Fuck yes! I am afraid to say that the name of Beatrice-sama belongs to the one crowned as the Endless Witch. Right now, you're the predecessor.
What did you say?
Farewell, Canon. I'm sure I'll see you soon enough.
Oh god, she just got more opaque.
Yeah, here she comes. In a new nightmare.
Here we go.
In the nightmare of a new night, I will once again be your companion, Beatrice-sama. With that, if you would excuse me. Oh, Canon. Canon's form grew faint, and he disappeared into thin air.
A nightmare of a new night is Canon confirming accomplice in another game board.
After watching him go, Beatrice's form also grew faint, and before disappearing, it slumped over onto the floor. Then there was a splat. The golden heart that had been floating in midair lost its sparkle, became blood-stained flesh, and fell to the ground.
What?
I know, it's confusing.
What is...
How frail it was ragged and full of holes. But until a moment ago, it had sparkled so much, had continued to beat so forcefully, that heart still just barely managed to beat. However, it was only a matter of time before it stopped. Beatrice, whose form had become fragile and faint like incense smoke, lay on the floor, steadily watching her own heart. There, the cruel witch could be seen.
What do you mean endless? Aren't you actually collapsed in a heap right there? How can there be a finite infinity? That's a contradiction, it couldn't exist. This is the limit of your magic. The endless is better than the finite, rather. Ugh, too many
It's okay.
einits.
Beatrice no longer even had the will to respond. No, on the contrary, it was doubtful that the words of the cruel witch even reached her ears.
If you're a real endless witch, try standing up. How's it going? You can't stand, can you? Why don't you think you can't stand? It's because you aren't the endless witch.
The cruel witch poked Beatrice's heart with her fingernail. Beatrice had no words with which to respond to that provocation. However, instead of words, she returned a single expression. It felt humiliating only to the cruel witch, because she had gently curved her mouth and smiled. Footsteps were approaching that place. There was no way she had misheard it. That rough squeaking of heels was the sound of Battler's footsteps.
Oh, shit.
Battler, is it? After talking so tough, I ended up like this.
Huh?
I've been trying to become the true witch you talked about in my own way.
Yeah, I was watching.
Hey, have I been able to become a witch? Have I earned the right to become your opponent?
It's useless.
Battler said it unbelievably bluntly. As Beatrice breathed painfully, she saw this and sneered at herself, as though she should have expected it. I see. Yes, the road to becoming a true witch will be much, much longer than this. However, I will not surrender. Just like you never surrendered to my torture, I will definitely become a true witch, and be accepted as your opponent.
Yeah, it's useless. It's all useless. You're on my opponent.
Oh.
What's going on?
Battler,
I thought they were saying that
please.
Battler was approaching where Beatrice's corpse was being tortured, and I was
No,
like,
no.
oh.
The cruel witch raised her foot high. Below it was Beatrice's frail heart.
Die, you old hag! Let's see how endless you are when you've been crushed to a pulp. I'm the witch. I'm the golden witch Beatrice. Die!
Long. Here it comes. Who's this?
Battler, my dude.
Oh my god.
It's Battler, my dude.
Oh my god.
Are you ready for this shit?
I don't think I am.
This is the hyper shit! This is EP3 happening right now! Get on it! Oh!
It's useless. It's all useless.
Yes! This fucking scene!
What is happening?
Purgatory boys! Woo!
What? She's in here. What?
Yes!
Oh!
This is it! Strap yourself in!
No!
I thought you said you could be surprised, motherfucker! This is it!
I didn't say I couldn't be surprised. I said
You have to try harder.
I said that the standard tricks couldn't surprise me.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Look, I'm just taking the piss.
What is this? Where is this?
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Fuck!
Get in your seat. Beato isn't my opponent. You are.
Yeah.
Battler? What kind of magic is this? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just assistance.
45, understood. Attacking everywhere. 14, understood. Die, Battler! Get him, boys! The Chiesta sisters each readied their own golden bows and fired golden arrows. The two only pulled the bowstring together when using precision guidance. If they were fighting against an enemy before their eyes, they fired their bows at the same time, and their might did not suffer in the slightest.
What?
Ready for this shit?
Here comes shield.
Here it comes! Done! Well, it was deflected. There's no barrier. It was deflected by resistance alone. 4-5, target analysis. 4-5, understood. Huh, what? Did I break down? Am I insane? Anti-magic resistance power endless 9. Even mythical class magical attacks will be effective against the targets. Ah! Golden bow warheads could penetrate any magical armor through reciprocal corrosion. Reciprocal corrosion. When one tried to block them with anti-magic resistance power, even 8 digits were not sufficient to prevent their penetration.
Whoa, boy. Calm down, man.
By the way, even famous gods that appear in myths rarely reach as high as 9 digits. For that reason, 9 digits were enough to measure pretty much all sensible values. Battler had buried all 9 of those digits with 9s. How foolish. When Battler Samai gets serious, magical arrows and the like aren't enough to even make his hair tremble. The Chiesa sisters dropped their golden bows in shock. To Battler himself, it was as though a pair of dragonflies had flown past his shoulder.
What are you doing? Is that some kind of game?
Eek! The monster!
Stay back, small fries. Get in your seat, fake witch. I'll tear off that mask of yours.
Eek! Ah!
Holy shit. I'm hyped as
The
fuck.
sisters couldn't hide their fear at Battler's ferocity, and they backed up as though they'd been struck. Beatrice watched this scene in shock. But, Battler, what is this supposed to be?
Just like you see, you're my opponent. She is. That imposter over there who's using your name.
Fuck yes!
I'm fighting against a witch. I face off against an opponent who claims to be a witch. I deny witches by defeating. I've seen more than enough of your arrogance.
Then Battler's eyes grew sharp as blades as he stared down the cruel
This
witch.
is so fucking animated.
It's so good!
What are you calling magic? What are you calling witches? You're no witch. I'll rip that mask off and tear it to shreds. Regalia, get ready to fight.
Fucking aye. Understood. Preparations are complete, so go whenever you're ready. Beatrice, stay back and rest. Indeed. Beatrice looked at Battler timidly. She still hadn't been acknowledged as his opponent. Was she qualified to watch the game board from the sidelines?
Beto, stay back and watch. Give me a sec.
Let me drink my tea. I'll prepare for this magic battle.
I'll tear it off. I'll thoroughly dismantle this fake witch. I won't let someone like this call themselves a witch. You protected the honor of true witches.
You
don't need to say anything. On your behalf, I'll teach her the name of the Golden Witch definitely isn't that cheap.
Battler. Those are the general rules.
Thank you, Rodave. I get most of the rules now. I see. You can't win with magic, so you came to face off with me in a world where victory is decided by something other than magic. Foolish people. You really think you can win against me with twisted logic?
Yeah, I do. I'll crush all of your twisted logic. And Ava?
I'm not Ava. That's the name of the old shell I shed. I'm a true witch born inside of her.
Don't try to trick me. Your true form isn't a witch or anything like that, but a flesh and blood human. Human culprit is Shiramia Ava. Regalia, reconstruct the second Twilight. Oh shit, here we go.
Understood.
I'm so excited.
Battle
right
engaged, let's go.
Oh my god.
On the second Twilight, Rose and Maria were killed in the Rose Garden. We begin by applying the EVA Beatrice for this case.
So this is where the name comes from?
Yep.
Huh? Ridiculous. Come, Arise, try to remember. What form did Shiramia Hideyoshi have?
What?
Oh yeah.
What's this supposed to be?
It's a summoning of the dead, a witch can easily bring even the dead up to stand for testimony. Hey Hideyoshi, what up?
What's up, boy?
On the opposing side, a transparent Uncle Hideyoshi was summoned.
I wish he had the gun so we could look at
I
it.
know, just that one sprite. Talk about convenient. He looked as though he couldn't see what was going on here, almost like a person on the other side of the TV.
Witness summons Shiramia Hideyoshi's testimony. Come, Hideyoshi, speak.
I was taking care of Ava in our room the whole time. Of course, Ava didn't leave the room.
And Ava, around here testimony isn't... testimony that isn't read is worth crap.
Yeah.
I demand that he repeats it again in red.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sure, say it in red.
I was in the room the whole time, both before and after the time of the crime.
See, look.
He didn't say that Ava was there, though.
No, not at all.
That's too easy.
I know.
This makes it impossible for Eva to be the culprit, right? How will you counter this?
Ridiculous. That move's so lame I could yawn.
Yeah!
Oh! Beta never used such childish tricks, not even once.
Battler. Aww.
Repeat it. And Ava was also in the room the entire time before and after the crime. Uncle Hideyoshi was just there to create an alibi. You made him stay in the room and stealthily snuck out. If that isn't true, this guy should be able to say so in red.
I refuse to repeat it. Hideyoshi's evidence is sufficient. There's no need for me to repeat that, right?
Fuck off! No, it's not!
Oh!
She has refused. You need show no mercy. This is check.
Yeah, I'll take it. This opponent's slow. Check. Maybe Uncle Hideyoshi didn't leave the room the whole time, but saying he was taking care of you the whole time is a bright red lie. Therefore, no alibi exists for you. You had a chance to slip out of the room and kill Aunt Rosa and Maria. If you think you can dodge that try proclaiming in red that Aunt Ava didn't take a step outside of her room, you can't, right? Check, mate.
Oh!
What the hell? I don't get it.
Sorry, Aunt Ava. Even if you aren't used to the rules, beating your opponent down with all your strength is how the game is played. Right, Beto?
Indeed. The witch side resigns. Let us continue on to the next game. Next is the 4th through 6th Twilights. It seemed that the witch still didn't understand how to make a winning move, and she lost her composure and irritation.
I'm so hyped.
That she was probably also angry that a shot had been taken at her while she still didn't get what was going on. However,
I won't go easy on her at all.
You're narrating!
Here we go, boys.
Whoa!
Just like she didn't go easy on the victims at all, I won't go easy on her. Virgilia next crime. Let's reconstruct the case with Dad and the rest.
Yeah! Understood. Let's do this shit. 3 people, Rudolph, Kyrie, and Hideyoshi, went to the mansion and were killed there.
My move won't change, and Ava, you're the culprit. This time you don't even have an alibi from Uncle Hideyoshi. You claim that you were sleeping in that room all by yourself, but that's not true. If you can proclaim it in red, just try it.
I refuse. So tell me. Ava is just a woman, and the people who died were 3 adults with 2 guns, right? How did she kill them all by herself? How did she do it with those stakes as weapons? Like everyone keeps asking, how's this stake shooting device constructed? Explain that! Unless you can explain it, even if Ava doesn't have an alibi, that doesn't mean it was possible for her to commit the murders.
I refuse to explain. It's a devil's proof. Just because I can't explain it, that doesn't deny the existence of an unknown murder technique, or maybe an unknown weapon. In short, even if I can't explain how the stake shooting device is constructed, that doesn't prove it doesn't exist.
What the hell? Does that ridiculousness even count?
Heck yeah, it does. Your devil's proof is valid. Agreed. It's a valid devil's proof. Battler couldn't claim that the stake shooting device exists without bearing the responsibility of explaining how it is constructed. The West Side cannot object to this move. Not bad. How pushy.
Well, there's this ill-natured witch who trained me well.
Oh!
This is check, okay?
Oh!
Try saying it in red that Aunt Ava didn't step out of that room. That's right, you shouldn't be able to say it. If you can't say it, it's over. Checkmate.
That's so irrational. This is messed up.
Oh god. Those are the rules of this game. How about some black tea first? And some delicious cookies as well.
I don't need all that. Ah, that pisses me off. So you fight like a coward just because you can't win with magic.
Don't get irritated. Drink some black tea or something. I'll make mine straight.
Fuck.
What about you, Beto?
I'm fine. More importantly, Battler, don't let your guard down. Your opponent is only unfamiliar with the rules. This will only really start once your opponent gets the gist of it.
I'll crush her. I'll thoroughly crush her, because she isn't a witch. If I accept her as a witch, all your stubbornness will count for nothing. I don't care what kind of irrational argument or twisted logic I have to use. I'll crush her with all my heart and soul.
Battler's side then stuck with the Ava culprit theory to explain Kraus and Nazi, the 7th and 8th Twilights, in the exact same way.
Man, this dude is driving next to me.
Oh, it's so good. Look, I can't handle it. At the time, there had been no one on the first floor except for Ava and the victims. As before, no one could establish an alibi for Ava. Back then, Ava had claimed that they disappeared while she went to the bathroom. But there was nothing to support that, and the witch side couldn't repeat it in red either. Get fucked. Using the same style of argument as that question regarding the stake shooting machine, the witch side asked once more how Ava could have strangled both of them at the same time all by herself. But of course, Battler splendidly counterattacked by refusing to explain because of the devil's proof. Under the storm and stress of Battler's spirit, the witch side was completely swallowed up, having to resign 3 times during the short period of time she had to grasp the rules. This doesn't seem very fair.
Nope, but that is completely okay.
Get fucked.
I see. I'm finally starting to get the knack of it. I won't let you have things your own way anymore. This time, let me take the initiative. Rodove, reconstruct the 4th through 6th Twilights. Pick out Ashirimi and Kyrie. For now, let me return to the murder of Rudolph, Kyrie, and Hideyoshi during the 4th through 6th Twilights.
Why are we going back?
We're about to be told magic.
What is she thinking? Why would she return once more to a situation where she's lost? I see. This is an unusual attack, and one you do not use. Be careful.
At the time, the survivors were barricaded in the guest house. They didn't have food, but out of concern for their safety, they were at least prepared to go without eating until the next day. However, in the end, 3 of them went out for food.
That's right. In the end, 3 people went outside to get food.
It's a pain, so I'll add in some red and say it. Kyrie didn't think that they needed food.
Oh my god, I think that's the first time I've ever said red.
Congratulations!
Oh, that was such a good feeling!
Oh, it feels great to make absolute truth. Somehow.
Since going without food for about a day wouldn't kill them, she claimed that they should not leave the guest house. And yet she herself suggested that they leave the guest house to get food.
Oh shit.
Isn't that a contradiction?
Yes, it's a spectacular contradiction. A contradiction exists in Kyrie's pattern of behavior.
contradiction was created by me with magic. In other words, I controlled Kyrie using magic and made her say to lure the sacrifices outside.
Ridiculous. There's no way that kind of magic exists.
It's a devil's proof, right? Just because you don't know about that magic doesn't deny its existence.
Oh, no.
I don't bear the responsibility of acting out that magic for you, and yet you have even less room to counter this argument. I wonder if it's okay to fight this way.
Yes, it is truly a spectacular move. Butler-sama, your response if you please.
That's a weird strategy she's taking.
So just what is this?
She has placed a piece attacking Yoshimiya Kyrie's pattern of behavior. As has already been explained, Kyrie's pattern of behavior was saying that they should not go outside or head to the mansion in order to get food. And yet, she herself took the initiative, taking the contradictory action of going out to get food. Unless you can explain this contradiction, she will use this violent move to claim that magic was the cause. This fucking music is too much for
That's
me.
probably what Kyrie-san thought in the beginning.
Oh.
She probably thought through a few things midway and changed her mind and denied that decided food really was necessary. It'd be bad if when things got tough we were so hungry we had no energy and well,
She is claiming that this change of heart was due to magic. In short, while it might be extremely difficult, you must explain the reason for Kyrie's change of heart.
What are you saying?
talking about the inside of Kyrie-san's head, right? Can I also summon Kyrie-san's ghost and question her? Beto, can you call Kyrie-san here or something?
She cannot. This is a move permitted only to the witch side. Sorry.
Sorry I made up these stupid rules.
Fuck. She's probably thinking of kids and the way thought food was necessary and...
You must present your claim through objective means. You'll need concrete proof that Kyrie changed her mind and decided that food really was necessary for some specific reason. For example, if someone had to say that or if it was written down somewhere.
Too bad the reason she changed her mind was not passed on to anyone, nor was it written down.
That's a problem.
Therefore, you can only speculate as to what was inside Curious' mind. So it's impossible to explain. You don't have a single counter to my move. Isn't it your turn to resign now, Battler-kun?
It is possible to hypothesize endlessly as to the reason behind that change of heart, and it is impossible to crush all of these endless possibilities. A detestably spectacular move. If Butler-sama were to have a method of countering it, could probably only be that move. What move is that? Well, I wonder what kind of move it could be. I have the feeling that it was Melanie's specialty, but I cannot remember. Quit being stingy and tell me. Beatrice, no answers will be given to those who stop thinking for themselves. Oh, that's a fucking message.
Have a dig.
Think in your own way.
Why don't you resign right now? And I'll corner you even more with Red. Until the last instant before she died, Curious' behavior pattern of not going to get food, equally not going to the mansion, was maintained.
Yeah.
And yet she took the initiative and headed towards the mansion. She's pushing a cart ready to carry food. Why that contradiction? Because I control her with magic. This is proof that my magic exists and that I am a witch.
Shut the hell up. You're saying that she never even changed her mind? The whole time until she died, Kyrie-san thought that we didn't need food and we won't go to the mansion? And why did she step forward herself and say that they should go to get food and go to the mansion? Are you saying Kyrie-san was being controlled with magic? That's stupid. How should I break through this magic? Only Kyrie were here and just told us the reason behind her change of heart. I've already been told in Red she never even changed her mind. What should I do? There's no move that the human side can counter with.
I have a fun fact for you. This song is
Hit me.
called Mirage Coordinator.
Oh,
So I let you know.
The more I learn about this game, the more advantageous the rules seem for the witch, right? Even if I lose a lot of areas, I can still win in just one. And that alone displays the existence of a witch. In other words, Battler-kun has no way of denying witches other than a complete victory. How truly funny that even though you thought you could corner me and call me Eva, it's all been spun around by nothing more than the inside of your respected Kyrie-san's head, right? Just do it, resign! If only you just accept it. If only you just lose.
Damn it! It's impossible for a human to prove. I can't do anything but guess at what the dead were thinking when they acted. Furthermore, I can't deny that magic based off conjecture alone. To break through it, I need objective proof as to why Kyrie-san had a change of heart. But damn it! It's been said and read that no proof exists as to why she changed her mind and wanted food. What should I do? Damn it!
man, if only there was a counter for Devil's Proof that we learned earlier this episode.
If only.
If only.
Butler-sama, is this your resignation?
Not gonna get food equals not going to the match. Then how should I understand Kyrie-san's thoughts, which actually do contradict each other?
Why else would she go to the mansion?
Can't understand. It's impossible to understand and impossible to interpret. That darkness is all of the witch. Come on, it's useless. to think so quit, okay? You can't deny witches. After all, I exist right here. I am the Golden Witch. I stole that name from the former witch over there. You can't deny that I am Beatrice.
Damn it! I've no right to use that name, and yet I can't think of a move to deny it.
Battler could no longer counter this witch, who was laughing insanely in triumph. He didn't want to give up, but no move appeared. He ground his teeth, making fists with both hands. But even so, he couldn't think of a brilliant counterattack. Battler-sama, your time limit is over, so will you resign?
Ah! What's happening?
I don't know what's happening.
What is happening?
I don't know. Do you have any theories?
I mean, the obvious counter is Hempel's Raven, though I can't think of how to apply that
How would that
specifically in this
apply?
one. So, remind me Hempel's Raven, Ben, because
Oh,
I don't
God.
remember specifically how it works.
Temple's Raven is when you say, I know that ravens are black, and the way that I'll prove that is by showing you all birds that are not black. Therefore, if none of them are ravens, then ravens are black.
Right.
You prove by the contrapositive.
That's right. So, the thing you could say is, like, here, I will show you every time that someone made a decision or whatnot, and then that would be the counter to someone just going on a whim.
Sure.
Because whims are fine.
So yeah, I mean, in this situation, just as an example, if we are playing the no magic side, we can say that magic is not the cause.
Yeah.
So something else must be. The problem is we need to isolate all the... For Humple's Raven to be effective, we need to isolate all the other reasons why Kyria might go to the mansion and figure out which one is possible, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you have any shots in the dark you want to give? I think you can figure it out.
Kyrie sounds kind of like the investigator character that we have of the adults, right? So
She's pretty smart.
She probably wanted to go see what happened in the main mansion a bit more.
Okay.
She might have also thought that the culprit was in the guest house and went over there to get away from it to see what happened when she did.
Yeah. She went there with Rudolph and Hideyoshi, right?
Yeah, because actually that's an interesting point, is that who was it that suggested Hideyoshi come?
I assume Kyria did.
Because if that was the case, then that means she was trying to get rid of Eva's alibi.
You think so?
Yeah, that would work, right?
Yeah, that sounds like a theory. Cool.
I think I'll stick with that.
That's a good theory. I like it.
More.
No, that's chill. Okay, let's see how we go. The human side has no move in response. It will raise the... Wait! There is a counter.
What did you say?
Huh? What kind of move could you possibly exist, predecessor Sama?
Could you possibly exist? Why did I even say that? That was just dumb.
That's okay.
Why don't you tell me what kind of move could deny the existence?
Fuck.
Look, you're so excited to
Yeah,
get to the
I know,
next
right?
sentence.
This-
I know. I feel you.
What kind of move could deny this magic of Beatrice's? You can't, it's impossible.
If the proposition that not going to get food equals not going to the mansion cannot be explained by itself, I'll explain it with a contrapositive.
See? There we
Fucking
go.
yes! In short, you can also explain it with she still went to the mansion equals she still had a goal other than food. There it is. This is less my specialty, Hempel's Raven, than it is Battler's speciality, chessboard thinking. If it was impossible for Kyria to have gone to the mansion with food as a goal, then we can explain it by saying she had another reason that got her to go outside despite that. In other words, if we can prove that she had such a goal, we can defeat this magic.
I see. So she didn't go to the mansion with food as a goal, but she had a different goal. She said that she wanted to go and get food in order to disguise her real goal. Sure enough, it might be possible to find an explanation that way. But how?
Teacher, reconstruct the scene of Kyria's death. We cannot summon a ghost, but inspecting the corpse ought to be a right allowed to the human side. Yes, there is no problem. I shall reconstruct the scene where Shimei Kyria died. Let's go, boys!
Oh, I'm so hype.
Yeah. We cannot call Kyria's ghost here, but by finding out what Kyria left behind, we may be able to use that as a weapon.
Fine, search as much as you want. There's no way you'll learn anything. I just said it in Red a short while ago. Kyria did not leave anything written down. No matter what you find, how could you possibly figure out anything?
We may find nothing, but Battler is grinding his teeth, fighting to think of a move to break through you. This is all that I can do. Oh shit. Beatrice landed on her feet in the reconstructed hall, approached Kyria's corpse and wandered around, observing. I am completely clueless when it comes to fighting on the human side. We need to find evidence, right? Then what should I search for?
The great Lady Beatrice is getting down on her knees and crawling around. She's even indecently searching a corpse. That look suits you.
Say whatever you wish. I cannot do any more than this. I cannot how I'm despised. However, I cannot throw Battler away as he is fighting for my honor. Even if I must crawl on the ground and search through dead flesh, I must answer to that responsibility. Raised in the witch's sneers, Beatrice searched through Kyrie's corpse. She fished through their pockets, taking what was inside out and laid it on the floor. Laid on the floor was a handkerchief, tissue, a key to her house, the stub of a boat ticket, a lighter, a cigarette butt, and a single 100-yen coin.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next screen. There was no special suspicious object, although Beato was down on all fours.
Wait a minute, 100-yen coin.
Yeah, apparently.
Is that just a thing?
I guess so. Beato was down on all fours and being sneered at.
It's like 10 to 1 is the exchange, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was all she could find.
Still a $10 coin. That's
Jesus
weird.
Christ. I mean, maybe? I don't know. I don't know Japanese currency.
What's with that seedy-looking trash? How do you think you can break my magic with that stuff? Worthless, are you a moron? How can you be so lame and right after you cut in between us talking so tough? Ah, how pathetic, how embarrassing. Why don't you just give up and die?
The witch fell over laughing, lambasting Beato. Beato hung her head, trying to withstand the shame. Milady, are you finished with your inspection? Indeed. I will not find any more than this. Can you make an encounter from this evidence? If not, then the human side must resign.
Obviously, you don't have any room to argue back. I am a witch. You cannot break through my magic. You're no longer anything but a former witch. A loser who isn't even allowed to take the name Beatrice anymore. Come on, pile up as much trash and rubbish as you like. Just try and break my magic. You can't, right? You can't, can you? And why is that? It's because I'm a witch. It's because you're just a loser without a name.
I'm not jiving anymore, I'm just upset. Something should be here.
Or maybe something isn't there, like food.
Something should be here. I won't lose heart. I will not lose heart. No matter how much I am sneered at, Battler is fighting for my honor. So for the sake of his honor, I must not lose heart. As Beato held back tears at the words of humiliation she was being showered with, she tried to find if Kyrie was holding something else, to find something that could save Battler from his plight. Searching earnestly. However, nothing more came up. Damn it. Please, Shume Kyrie, you must save your son from his plight. Please, after death, lend me power for his sake. However, Kyrie's body did not answer. It was only natural that a corpse would remain silent. No dead person existed that would answer Beato, who had lost the endless magic.
It's pointless. Going with the dead is a privilege only for witches. For you, who is neither a witch nor even a human, no one exists who will lend a hand. You'll be alone for all eternity. You have no witch or human allies, and no one will save you. If that's frustrating, why don't you cry? If only you just apologize, saying, I'm sorry, I'm so useless.
Sorry, Battler. I couldn't help you at all.
Well, that's enough. Thanks, Beato. I won't waste your efforts.
I don't need consoling. Just how could you possibly argue back with this pile of rubbish? Just how could you possibly strike back with this rubbish I scraped together while she sneered at me? In front of Beato, who was still crawling on all fours and hitting the pile of objects Kyrie had left behind with their fist, Battler also crouched, and after patting her on the shoulder in thanks, he moved that hand to the ground, picked up the cigarette butt, and held it up over his head. What are you trying to say with that trash?
Kyrie-san doesn't smoke.
Oh. But Kyrie also had a lighter on her. True, she didn't have an actual box of cigarettes, but at a glance it naturally looked as though Kyrie had a smoking habit.
Dad smoked, but Kyrie didn't. She did walk around with just a lighter to light Dad's cigarettes.
So what? If the husband smoked, then even if his wife didn't, it wouldn't be strange for her to be holding a cigarette. Maybe she just picked up the cigarette butt of her husband, who had bad smoking manners. What are you trying to say? What does this have to do with my magic? Nothing at all.
I'll say more. This is a different brand of cigarette than what Dad smokes. Sorry, Beato. Could you look in the pockets of Dad's corpse too?
Indeed. You mean this? Checking the brand. The brand is different from the cigarette butt. The cigarette butt Kyrie is holding is not of the same brand that Widow smokes.
And so what? Maybe Kyrie is just a good girl who likes things to be clean, so she couldn't leave a fallen cigarette butt alone and picked it up. It wouldn't be tough.
I wouldn't though.
Beto, sorry, but one more time, please. Uncle Hideyoshi's pockets? This family only dad and Hideyoshi smoke cigarettes.
It's here. Is this it? Beto found a cigarette box in Hideyoshi's pocket, took a single one out and held it up. Checking the brand. We acknowledge that the cigarette butt is of the same brand that Hideyoshi smokes.
And so what? How can you break my magic because you found Hideyoshi's cigarette butt in Kyrie's pocket?
That's right. This cigarette butt is a message from Kyrie-san. No, this cigarette butt itself is the reason that Kyrie-san left the guest house. Beto, thank you. If you hadn't found this, I would have given up here. Come on, strike the pose, man.
He's close. He's close.
He's close.
He's close.
Virgilia.
I feel it.
Reconstruct the situation.
Oh, fuck.
The guest house after it came to light that Aunt Rosa and Maria had been killed on the second twilight.
Go to the grave, boys. Understood. Reconstructing now. After Rosa and Maria's deaths, the remaining survivors rechecked all of the doors and windows in the mansion. They constructed a barricade. They reconfirmed that their defenses were solid.
There's nothing suspicious about that at all. What are you trying to say? Why are you bringing up the second twilight when we're talking about the fourth twilight and after?
Dad carried a portable cigarette butt holder with him. I'm finally starting to see why Kyrie-san went out of her way to put a cigarette butt in her own pocket. It was because that cigarette butt meant something. The cigarette butt itself was a message left by Kyrie-san for us.
Then let's hear it. How do you plan to deny me with that single cigarette butt?
There it is!
There it is.
As we've heard, after the second twilight, an inspection was done of all the rooms in the guest house. That time, Kyrie-san found something that shouldn't exist in a place where it shouldn't be.
Something that shouldn't exist? What do you mean by that?
It's this, the cigarette butt. This was set in the ashtray of the guest house room that Uncle Hideyoshi was in.
What? What's wrong with there being a cigarette butt in an ashtray? You saying there isn't something wrong with your head?
Aunt Ava hated smoking. There's no way there'd be a cigarette butt there while Aunt Ava was sick and sleeping.
Damn straight.
However, there was a cigarette butt in the ashtray. When she saw that, Kyrie-san noticed immediately. Uncle Hideyoshi was lying. She realized that Aunt Ava hadn't actually been sleeping. She'd snuck out of the room. Repeat it. This cigarette butt was crushed out in the ashtray of the room where Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi were resting.
I refuse.
Finally got it. Thank you, Beardo.
Was I of some use?
Yeah, you were. Tear it. We'll tear the mask off of you, the fake witch. In that cigarette butt, Kyrie realized that Hideyoshi was creating an alibi for Ava's sake. Hideyoshi had been tasked with watching over the room to create an alibi, and during that time he was unable to withstand the tension and smoked. Then Kyrie had confessed that to Rudolph. She confessed that there was a good chance Ava was the culprit and Hideyoshi was an accomplice. Next, Kyrie-san proposed that they go to get food. She then asked Uncle Hideyoshi to lend a hand. I got it. I'm so happy.
Yeah, fucking nailed it.
This could only mean one thing. Kyrie-san planned to isolate Uncle Hideyoshi and question him about the truth.
Your helpless raven is valid. Unless the witch side counters this move, the existence of the magic that supposedly controlled Kyrie has been denied.
What did you say? I deny it. I deny it. It wasn't me. No, it wasn't. It was a Shirobia Ava sleeping in her room.
Then try saying it. Yeah, you can say it. You can't say it this time either. Repeat it. At that time, Shiramiya Ava did not take a step outside her room.
What the hell is that? I'm the only one who was attacking, right? Why am I the one being attacked now? When did this defense get reversed? I'm the one questioning you, right? Which me, so why?
Again, repeat it. Shiramiya Ava did not leave the room. There's no way you can say it.
Whoa.
It's checkmate.
Does the witch side have a move in response? There cannot be one. There is no truth that can be accepted from a false witch. There's that with truths and falsehoods.
You aren't qualified to call yourself a real witch. You aren't the Golden Witch, you're a human. Shiramiya Ava. Oh shit, is this about to happen right now?
Watch this shit.
God!
The witch howled. Her entire body was burned with the tremendous heat that denied her own magic and existence. She let out a howl like a dragon. Fuck. Her body flickered repeatedly, flashing as though Ava's figure and the witch's figure overlapped. Oh shit.
I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
Gone.
Oh no! It's gonna turn back! Oh shit! Oh my god.
Oh shit, she's in the...
Oh, we're in the other tea party room. Fuck. However, that yell was sucked into the flicker, making it return to the original form of the cruel witch. What are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Oh my gosh.
I don't remember this very well. Oh wait, yes I do! Oh shit.
Sure. If you want to call me a Shirmia Ava, then go ahead and do that. That's right. I actually can't repulse all moves related to Shirmia Ava being the culprit. I may have been dragged down from the position of Golden Witch, and you might call me a Shirmia Ava now. But you know what? That by itself doesn't mean that witches and magic have been denied. I'll teach you starting now. I'll teach you that I am not a Shirmia Ava, nor a human, but a real witch. Take a look at this red truth.
When the witch cut her hands, time advanced in the world of the game board. Battler and Ava dashed to the front of the parlor, calling out Jessica's name. They were searching for Jessica because they had gone to the servant room, found Nigel's corpse, and didn't know where Jessica was.
So what's your point? What are you trying to say?
You couldn't be. Oh no. Beato went pale. In other words, the move the evil witch was about to make was bad enough to make him and Beato go pale.
I feel like that was a bit self-evident.
This time, I'll give you a fatal move that you won't be able to talk yourself out of. No, I'll make this move against all humans who support you. Listen carefully to my move.
All humans. Stop it, that move is...
Beto, stay back. I'll take it. Come on, you fake witch.
Here we go. Humans, listen in.
God.
Get your fucking theory making ready. Oh boy.
After Jessica was injured, Ava was constantly under Battler's supervision. Battler is neither the culprit nor an accomplice. By this, we can establish a perfect alibi for Ava.
Holy shit.
What?
I'll seal you, and humans as well, in a red barrier that most certainly cannot be escaped from. Farewell, lowly humans! Sleep for all eternity in absolute closed room of magic with no exits! Come on, listen carefully. Listen to the red truth. There are no more than...
Oh, Jesus, that... Whew.
Yeah. This is a bit weird.
There are no more than 18 humans on this island.
This is you.
Throw away your foolish thoughts of mysterious people hiding and committing crimes. If I say it that way, you might also suspect animal culprits. I couldn't stand to hear some irrational theory about how an orangutan trained to commit murder.
That's a fucking... Oh, that's
so
the red morgue. Oh, fuck. It was the rue morgue. That's a fucking reference to that shit. Get out of here, Rikishi.
Wouldn't count as a human.
So I'll change it like this. No life forms other than humans have any connection to this game.
Damn.
That's how it is. Next, I'll explain the situation of all 18 people who exist on this island. Kinzo is dead. Kraus is dead. Natsui is dead. Hideyoshi is dead. George is dead. Rudolph is dead. Kureya is dead. Rosa is dead. Maria is dead. Genji is dead. Shannon is dead. Cannon is dead. Goder is dead. Kumasawa is dead. Nanjo is dead. Those 15 are all dead. And Battler is alive. Ava is alive. Jessica is alive. That's everyone. All 18 of them. Which means that when the last victim, Nanjo, died, only 3 people, Battler, Ava, and Jessica were alive, right? What did you say? Damn it, you don't... Ava was with you the whole time, so committing a crime was impossible for her. Of course, Battler-kun isn't the culprit. He wasn't forging an alibi for her, and he took the possibility that she was a culprit into account, watching over her actions carefully. No chance existed for her to do anything suspicious. That is a lot of red.
I know!
In a short time, at the time of the crime, only Nanjo and Jessica were in the servant room. And I know what you're thinking. Your next move will be this, right? There's also a chance that Jessica is the culprit. But too bad, I'll slice it up in red before you try. Shiromia Jessica has not committed murder.
That's a fucking
She was
red
not
truth.
involved with Nanjo's murder.
Oh my
Her
god.
eyes were completely covered. It'd be impossible for her to carry out a murder like that. And here's a bonus. Neither Ava nor Battler killed Nanjo, nor were they involved.
There it is. This, my friend, is the web of truth. That's what this is.
What the fuck?
I know. That's a lot of fucking red.
Let's scroll up a bit.
Holy
So it wasn't,
shit.
we know it wasn't Jessica.
It wasn't Ava or Battler. They had nothing to do with the murder. But all the other 15 people are dead.
I guess we'll see what happened well, I guess we'll see what happened at Nanjo's crime scene.
I guess so.
I mean, like, it's like, oh god, that's devastating. But that basically leaves only one possibility. Magic
accident, three possibilities. Magic, accident, or suicide.
Yeah, fair. Let's keep going.
And that's 2 more options for...
It's true, there are 2 more options. Let's keep going.
Wait a second, that doesn't make sense. There are only 3 humans, then a murder occurs and none of those 3 were involved. That's insane.
Yes!
I'll state it clearly. The culprit who killed Nanja was neither Butler, nor Ava, nor Jessica. In other words, it wasn't one of the survivors. Get it?
No, that's right. About multiple personalities. It's like how you're originally another personality of Aunt Ava's. Let's say Jessica had another witch-like personality, which took the name of someone other than Jessica and killed Dr. Nanjo.
Moron. I've already said it in red. Jessica's eyes were completely covered in murder was impossible for her. No matter what kind of personality she was possessed by, murder could not be carried out with her body. I wonder if you'll be satisfied if I say it this way. No actions caused by Jessica's body had a relation or influence on the murder of Nanjo.
It's becoming hard to read red on red.
It's so good.
This also applies to Battler and Ava. In other words, no matter how much you try to struggle and interpret it, neither Jessica nor Battler nor Ava is the culprit who killed Nanjo.
You've got to be kidding me. I mean, everyone else is definitely dead, right? And all that's left is Dr. Nanjo's suicide theory, right? And the trap theory. The culprit was already dead, but the trap that they had already prepared went off.
Nanjo's death was a homicide.
There it is. Yeah! Get him! I shouldn't be rooting for the bad guys, but I fucking got him! The look on your face right now! Good luck! Oh my god. It was a homicide. Let's keep going. We need more clarification. What does homicide even mean? We need clarification on that. There it is. There it is.
Of course, it was with a direct method of murder, not a trap. The weapon was ready, and he was killed from point-blank range in front of him.
There it is.
The culprit appeared openly before Nanjo's eyes as they both looked at each other's faces. The culprit killed him.
But wait! There are only 3 survivors. You said that in red, everyone else is dead. Basically confirm the life or death status of all 18 people. Furthermore, the existence of a 19th person has already been denied in red. In other words, no one can exist except the 3 survivors. Yet a 4th person other than those 3 people appeared before Dr. Nanjo? Could a person other than us appear and murder Dr. Nanjo when no 19th person exists? Insane. You're lying. You're lying with the red.
The red only tells the truth.
You can't... That's... Whatever.
Do you doubt the truth? Do you doubt the red truth?
I don't doubt it, but you can't just claim that the thing is true with the thing that claims it's true.
What else is she supposed to do? It's a devil's proof, right?
That's dumb. That's dumb.
Isn't doubting that the same as betraying the honor of the witch that was hiding behind you, shriveling up in fear, mean hiding behind your back?
Damn it! So this is the move that...
Beato was like, fuck!
No. This is the move that she was maybe going to make earlier when Rodave's like, nope.
Maybe.
Right now, oh no.
Right now, I'll state it clear. The one who appeared in front of Nanjo was me, a witch. The golden witch who can't be explained away with the 18 humans.
Agilia, Ronave, isn't there a contradiction in this situation? Is she really telling the truth, that red?
Yes, her red truth is valid. What an elaborate and precise cornering! Sweet holy mother of God!
How should I make a move against her? Agilia, are there any moves?
I cannot think of anything.
And you, Ronave?
My apologies. However, in these last 1,000 years, I have never seen such an elaborately beautiful game board layout. I hate to admit it, but it's beautiful. What a beautiful checkmate made in red. The witch's teacher and the demon butler were both stunned. An expression of ecstasy rose to their faces. No! No! Forget surrendering. They were impressed at this perfect checkmate, which simply had to be admired. When people accept defeat from the bottom of their hearts, it gives rise to neither regrets nor humiliation. Nothing is born except feelings of respect. Oh shit.
I no longer knew what was what anymore. There were absolutely no weak points in her red. She had said in red that all of the 15 people had died. She'd said in red that no people existed other than the 18. In other words, no more than 3 people, me, Jessica, and Ava, existed. Even though none of these 3 people were the culprit, Dr. Nanjo was killed. Without a doubt, Dr. Nanjo's death was a homicide. He was murdered by that person openly in front of him. she's saying that that person is a witch?
The culprit who killed Nanja was not an animal or anything of the sort. That has already been dealt with in Red, right? Everything other than humans has been completely removed from consideration. Even things like robots don't work. Absolutely no factors other than humans participated in this game board.
Oh, damn. That's a red.
Hold on.
There's so many fucking reds in here that are so good. Oh.
But doesn't that disprove her involvement?
Does it? I'm not saying shit. The one...
The one who killed Dr. Nanja was definitely a human. Okay. Okay. No.
No, that's an excellent observation. She just said a human killed Nanjo.
You know what? Here's
Not
the
a
theory.
witch.
Here's the theory. Here's the theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw it on me.
One of the 18 that we've confirmed in Red is dead
Okay.
wasn't the one killed in the crime that they were killed in.
Okay.
They were dead. Like I don't know how to phrase this.
It's okay.
But basically, someone is impersonating someone in this story.
Okay.
So the fact that, like, let's just say, for example, Shannon, because she was revived, which may be an allusion to something.
Maybe.
Let's say Shannon was already dead, someone was impersonating Shannon, so the red truth that Shannon was dead is valid in all cases.
Okay.
And then the difficulty here is where does the, like, factor of the 18 play in, right?
Uh-huh.
Because do we then count Shannon's, like, pre-existing death as a human or not?
I don't know.
I'm thinking that if she was a corpse before it began, we can count her as not part of the 18.
Okay.
So she was already dead. Someone else was her.
So someone who has been said has been killed.
Yes.
If they were killed beforehand.
Yes.
Then someone else could take their place, is what you're trying to say.
Yep.
Okay, I get you, I follow.
Not specifically Shannon, just picking her because...
Yeah, sure.
Because
so there's 18 people, but like one of the people confirmed dead was never here in the first place.
Well, maybe they were here, but they were dead before it began, which I think excludes them from the 18.
Fair enough. Cool. Okay. I actually like that theory a lot, but let's see if we can disprove it.
And I will say, despite, like, not necessarily Shannon, I think that perhaps Shannon being resurrected is, like, an allusion to that.
Sure. Okay.
But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I hope we find out.
Right before his eyes. However, the human may have been able to use magic. In other words, it was a witch.
See, that's not said in red,
In other words, it was me.
No red.
The Golden Witch Beatrice.
No red.
I mean, the thing is this whole game can be won by saying it was magic in red, right?
It's true.
But then, because it's magic, we just deny it. So it defeats the purpose of doing it.
Even as Battler ground his teeth, his knees hit the floor with a thunk. His soul still refused to surrender. However, his knees had already started to accept surrender.
Oh, did you kneel? That's right, you're already starting to understand. The Golden Witch does exist, and that Golden Witch Beatrice is me. Come on, praise me. Now praise the resurrection of a true witch. Praise the resurrection of the Golden Witch Beatrice. On the 9th twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive.
That doesn't look pleasant.
It really doesn't. I'd love to see, like, a 3D representation of this.
Yeah.
Damn it. I don't understand. After being so thoroughly immobilized by the red, I don't have a clue anymore.
Battler, don't lose heart. You and I promised that we would fight each other again, right? Will you surrender here? Will you disappear in a place like this before fighting with me again?
I don't want to break that promise, however, I can't think of any move to deny her. In the first place, this is even a puzzle. Nothing exists outside the suspects, and all of the suspects are innocent. I was told that they were innocent in red, right? And also that it was a real homicide and that the culprit was human, and that they did appear before Dr. Nanjo's eyes and kill him. I give up, there's nothing I can do.
Please, Battler, don't give up, don't lose heart. If you stop thinking, it automatically becomes your loss. I'm begging you, don't lose heart. I'm also cheering you on, so don't lose.
I can't think of anything anymore. I find myself thinking she's gotta be a witch who must have done it with magic, which makes all thinking pointless. It's useless, my head hurts, my brain's tired. I'm starting to think that thinking's pointless, so I should just stop. Battler, no!
Battler, listen. In the game of chess, Both sides do all they can to make the other lose, so a single game takes a long period of time. However, if one side throws away victory from the beginning and makes moves harmful to themselves, the game can end in the blink of an eye. That is called a fool's mate. Fool's mate is, simply put, a strange way of playing chess in which the fastest methods of losing are considered, opening the air in front of your own king and inviting the opponent's queen in. Even though the average game time in chess is several hours, a game can be resolved in a scant 4 moves. In other words, if both sides try to win in a fight, they are compelled to take a painfully long period of time. But if one side decides to lose, the game can be ended far too easily at any time. When the human side stops thinking, it hands the problem before its eyes over to the witch. And even an apple falling from a tree can be immediately resolved as the work of magic. It is the same for the witch's side. Witches use the red truth. By using that, they can explain the true form of magic with humans and immediately lose.
You don't have to tell me that. You're telling me to not stop thinking, right? However, how should I counterattack that person's perfect bright red move? For me, for humans, it's no longer possible.
Is it impossible? Is it really impossible for you, battler? Please, don't lose heart.
Sorry, I've reached my limit.
Battler scratched at the floor, crying heavily. Beatrice watched that with a distressed face. Then she stood up and spoke to the witch. I will make a move as a counter to yours.
Huh? I wonder just how you plan to cut up this perfect checkmate. I reckon this checkmate, one totally impossible for humans to break, be defeated by the likes of you.
Beatrice, you don't mean to... Indeed. If a human cannot make a move, I will assault you with a move I can use precisely because I am a witch.
A move you can use because you're a witch. What are you planning to do?
I will use the red
To deny witches.
to deny witches.
Holy shit.
Beatrice, milady! The teacher and the butler were both startled. Oh shit.
I also immediately understood what it meant. To use the red that only witches could use. To use the red to deny witches? It's like using her own sword to slit her own throat.
What? Hey, what are you saying? Denying witches with red? Quit talking like an idiot. If you do that, you won't get away unscathed either.
You are not a witch, and I am not a witch either. The road to becoming a true witch is difficult, and I have much, much farther to go. Very well then. Right here, right now, there have never been any witches in the first place. I will strip this deception away myself.
Aren't both of us real, obvious witches? Being able to use red as itself proof of witches. I don't know what the definition of a witch is to you, but if you think that you alone will be able to get away unscathed, then...
How could I make such a mistake? I care not.
What did you say?
I never did manage to become a witch. I've done nothing more than finally begin walking down the road becoming a true witch. If what I am right now is a witch, then I'm a false witch like you, one who is merely drunk on power. Rather than existing in that shabby form, I shall erase this form of mine along with you. Without any regrets.
Are you insane? Stop it! I still want to be a witch. I hate being human.
Witch-sama, please return to your seats. Please receive the human side's counter from your seat.
What are you doing? Let go of me. Don't let that woman use the red. Make her stop. Let me go!
As the witch stood from her seat and tried to spring upon Beato, Renove pressed down on both of her shoulders, forcing her back into her seat. And even after that, he didn't remove his hands from those shoulders. Denying witches was the same as denying magic. That included demons such as Renove.
I'm so ready for Beatrice to just turn around and be like, "What up, bitch?" at Battler right now.
However, instead of running away, Renove chose to act as a facilitator for the game, and to carry out the duty for his master's sake. Beatrice, you have no regrets, right? That's my line. Sorry, teacher. Even though you taught me so much about fun magic and magic that brings happiness, I wasn't able to use it well at all. So I'll study from square one and start over again. I am truly sorry that you had to suffer for your stupid disciple's misconduct. I had a good disciple in the very end. Go, do what you believe in.
I don't have a clue what you guys are talking about. I do understand one thing. I can say this. Vito, I don't know what you're trying to do, but stop trying to do it.
You have no moves, but I have one. If we let that move get away, she'll be revived as a witch in the truest sense, and this time she'll control this whole island. All nightmares will be hers to do with as she pleases, and this island will fall into the deepest hell of the evil witch's repeating delusions for all eternity. Can you permit that? Don't you care if your dear relatives are toyed with for all eternity in that witch's nightmare?
Still, you shouldn't have to sacrifice yourself. This is a game between me and her. You shouldn't have to make your move and sacrifice yourself. I'll think of something. I'll surely think of a miraculous move. Don't rush into it. Ah, damn it. I'll definitely think of one, so don't rush into it.
This game is cruel. The time limit for your consideration has already run out. I am now the only one who can do it. Calm yourself, Battler. I'll defeat her. I'll defeat that cruel witch with my own hands.
Credits are gonna hit before she says it, aren't they?
Let's go.
Wait, Beto, stop it. Quit it. There's absolutely no need for you to sacrifice yourself.
Weren't you fighting to deny me? What a strange person. Let that child do as she likes. And please, watch her until the very end.
But...
Battler, there's only one thing I ask. Would you cover your ears?
My ears? Why?
Starting now, I will deny which is in red. I will slice up the game board that she has laid out with her red. By doing that, I'll probably lose my form as a witch as well. If you also hear the red truth I speak, you will understand my true form. If you alone cover your ears, that truth will not change at all. However, even so, I want you alone to cover your ears. I at least want to be a witch in your eyes. Please. Beatrice, there are no problems on the witch side. Please, your move.
Let go! I won't let you get away with this either, okay? She's insane! You plan on dying and taking us with you? Stop it, don't deny it! Stop it!
How unsightly for a golden witch. Okay, are you ready? I'll remove your check in Ballestead. What happened on the chessboard where 15 died and only 3 remain? Starting now, I'll expose it in red. With that red truth, I will pierce and kill both fake witches. Beata turned around and smiled at Battler. Most likely, no one believed that the witch who had gone to the limits of cruelty would try to leave a smile as the last expression she showed Battler.
Here it comes, credits.
And that smile signified her last wish, that she wanted him to cover his ears. Denying witches in red was the same as knowing her shabby form. Battler put both of his hands against his ears. To protect her final bit of honor as a witch, he put his hands against his ears, rejecting the truth. And he howled, so that not even a bit of what she was saying would slip into his ears. After that was a world where Battler could hear nothing. Beata was saying something in red.
Oh god.
Even the evil witch covered her ears at those bitter contents. That was the red truth. Words of power.
Oh god.
Words that denied her own existence.
What's happening?
Unique words that only witches could use, which denied witches. Beata spoke. With the red truth, she cut up the bright red game board that the witch had released.
Oh god.
There's her red treasured sword. She explained difficult problems that could not be solved by humans with moves that could only be solved by witches and began cornering the witch. The truth that Battler was not permitted to hear. If Battler had broken his promise and sneakily eavesdropped, in an instant, Battler would probably have been able to become the victor in his game with Beato. He would probably have understood all the riddles on the island, all of the magic and tricks, closed rooms, spells, curses, legends, and this entire tale of anger and sadness. However, Battler would only learn what that was when he reached the truth by himself. Yes, from the beginning, Beatrice had wished that Battler would reach that truth by himself. It was something one shouldn't reach by being told it. It was a truth that Battler would have to drag himself to by his own power. A brilliant light gathered around with Beato and the evil witch at the center and grew gradually stronger. It was the power of truth.
What is even happening right now?
Its heat and brilliance like the sun shone on all the falsehoods that hid in the darkness, trying to deceive and burnt them to nothing.
It's too much for me.
Why? Why can you die? Why can you throw away your life when you have such incredible power? You hold on to the control of the gold, magic, and everything at will. Why can't you so readily throw that away?
Learn that even with a mountain of gold, even with magic to split the sea, there are some things that you can never obtain. Come, show yourself, show your true form, or show me EVA! When the sun exploded and blew everything away, Eva could be seen there holding a gun.
You're the culprit. And Eva.
Took you long enough to notice, Batlakun?
I wanted to see that face in new images, though.
Without any hesitation or mercy, Eva raised her gun and pulled the trigger. As an explosive sound rang out, Battler's heart was shot through when he fell to the floor. After going into convulsions for a short time, with blood dripping from his mouth, Battler died. Right-click that shit.
Let's do it.
Get on it. Battler died.
This is true.
Died before the end of the first section of the game. What the fuck?
Shiromir or Battler, shot to death by Shiromir Ava inside the mansion. The weapon was a Winchester from Kinzo's collection. Jessica had lost her eyesight, alone with Battler. Wolves and sheep puzzle. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Alright. But in his last moments, he realized without a doubt that she was a murderer. And not just for killing him. There have been many murders.
And I don't have a clue how they were carried out. All my ears were covered. Beto exposed all of them with a red, blasting away all magic. In other words, even though I didn't understand it, was that nothing more or less than proof that magic can all be explained with humans? Beto made me cover my ears, so I myself don't know the whole truth. However, now that it's been denied in red, I can see one fact which is extremely unfair for us. That it is possible to deny all magic. So in other words, no, I must not think of that. If I do, then the time I spent covering my ears would be made pointless. I can only regret my own actions. If at that time I thought of some move to spin things around and counter the witch's final move, there would have been no need for Beato to sacrifice herself. It was my own worthlessness that brought about this conclusion. This has been a long one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're not even in the tea party yet. We're still in the main game.
Holy crap. I thought that was going to be like...
No.
And then the witch spoke everything, just like the last one.
No.
Oh god.
Yeah, even though it was
what does that mean?
I know. Even though it was a pitch black world where nothing could be seen. Oh shit, it's still you.
For some reason, I felt Beato's presence right next to me. So I tried calling out to her. You can exchange words with someone whether they're a human or a witch. So even in a world where witches have been denied, I should be able to talk to her. Beato.
Battler, is it? It is done. I did it.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I watched you until the very end. I definitely saw you boldly stand up to that evil witch.
With this, I am no longer a witch. But I will definitely become a witch again. And then, I will make it so that I can be called the Golden Witch again. And once again, return. So that I can be accepted as your opponent.
No. You were a witch.
Huh?
I saw it. When you took that evil witch and blew her away with that awesome magic, exposing her true form. I saw it with my own eyes. Here it comes. It was a ploy all along.
That wasn't magic, but the red.
No, it was magic. You were definitely the Golden Witch. Even if you deny it yourself, I'll acknowledge it. You are definitely the Golden Witch.
When Battler said those words, in the world that had been dark, there was suddenly a single grain, a small grain of gold like a wheat seed, shone brightly, and even though it was small, it had a strong, cold-colored sparkle. Then it shone on the two of them, sitting with their backs together, so they each became aware of their own form. They did not exist only as consciousness, they became aware that they had bodies and definitely existed. No, perhaps we should say that they each had been given an existence called a body. When Battler looked at his own form, he wasn't that surprised. But when Beata looked at her own form, she was a little startled. From Battler's perspective, she looked just like normal, but for a short while she was surprised by that form. What is going on?
The sparkle from that grain of light is slowly getting stronger.
That grain of wheat was no longer simply gold-colored. It was like the light of the sun. Then it softly began to approach Beata's chest. When that grain of the sun was sucked inside her chest, the world was wrapped in a deep blue sky, and then a deep blue ocean was spread out below them.
Everything's back, boys!
Yeah, an island rose up, trees sprouted and created a forest, walls surrounded us, and a ceiling swallowed us. and was adorned with more and more things, made to be like the hall in the Oshumia mansion. In the middle of the fantastical hall, where many gold butterflies beat their wings, many tables were set up with white tablecloths like it was a party, and beautiful cooking and fruits were set out. And over there were a great many shapes. Was everyone talking together and smiling?
Everyone. There's Dad and Kyrie-san, Uncle Kraus and Natsuya and Rosa, and of course Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi. George and Nikki, Jessica, Maria, wait, even Shannon-chan, Kanan-kun, Goda-san, Kumasawa-san are there? Everyone was at the party clapping their hands and celebrating our return.
Here's the thing that just happened, right? And it just sunk in for me.
Yeah.
I was like, this is obviously a ploy, and we got so far into this ploy, which is still the theory, by the way,
Okay.
that I was actually rooting for the antagonist still. Oh my god, it worked.
Yeah, you were like, oh, it's a ploy, but Beato!
Oh my god, it worked. Holy crap, that was such an emotional roller coaster.
I
and
mean,
think
who
it-
says it's a ploy? Let's
I think
continue.
it just mean I think I just lost. Wait, why? Even though everyone was dead, why are they alive?
In the Golden Land, the souls of all the dead can be revived. Welcome back, Beatrice. And welcome back, Kun. Welcome to the Golden Land. I made it? I made it. To the door of the Golden Land? Yes. My lady, you have finally managed to invite everyone here. Welcome, Bata-sama, to the Golden Land.
Battler. So you finally made it this far.
Grandfather? Where in the world am I?
My blood, which is incompatible with magic, runs most deeply in your veins. Therefore, you were the only one who could not reach the Golden Land, and Beatrice has been searching for you this whole time. She tried everything to bring you here.
What did you say?
Bata-sama, if you would take your seats. Tonight's dinner is my very best work.
Hold on, let me just pull from the oxygen tank. Because all of the air just disappeared from this
I was
room.
waiting for this. Here we go. If you would, please relish it.
You should be honored. Normally I would have eaten all of it, but I left you some out of gratitude.
7 steak nations.
In the Golden Land, all of those with minds are equal. Here there is no distinction between us furniture, humans, and witches.
I think this is George.
No, it's gonna be Shannon. This Sama is an honorific
Oh,
of like.
of course.
Yep,
He's on it.
I nailed it.
He's on it.
I know the J-Pans.
You know the J-Pans. He's
Yeah,
the
straight.
J-Pan man.
Yeah.
Bata-sama, we were waiting for you. Welcome to the Golden Land.
Shannon-chan, George Nikki.
I still feel like this might be a dream. We should have died, but I'm alive, and everyone is here and happy. I can't believe it.
That's right, this place must be a dream world. It must be a dream that George is acting so friendly with Maid Girl. Oh,
Could you give it a rest, Ava? For now, you gotta stay quiet and bless the two young'uns. The Golden Land is a city of bliss. We should never quarrel here.
I'm falling for a ploy, Ben.
It's a wonderful, beautiful scene. Don't
yeah,
question it.
Any people are free to love each other. No one needs to hesitate over it. Jessica-chan, Kanan-kun, you look so wonderful. I'm jealous.
Hey, Battler, I'm a little...
Bata-sama, welcome. And welcome home.
Jessica was probably embarrassed because she was holding hands with Kanan-kun. Kanan-kun wanted to act humbly like a servant and bow, but since neither of them could let go of the other's hand, he couldn't do it so well, and the whole scene looked fairly comical.
Sweet baby Cannon! With a servant child, you can't! Our Jessica cannot do such a thing!
It's hardly a big deal, correct? Let her at least choose the person she likes.
Oh, she can't! Ah, Jessica! Oh,
You can't either, George.
oh.
Natsui and Aunt Eva hugged each other.
That would never happen, get out of here!
They cried tears of regret for their adorable children. Fuck. Even though they had always been at odds. It was a very bizarre scene.
It isn't really a problem, right? It doesn't matter who likes who.
That's right. It's proof that a parent's too attached to their child. Battler, no matter what kind of woman you bring home, I'll give her a warm welcome, okay? Don't you dare introduce her to this man, okay? Look at his hands on her immediately. They'll run off together right away.
Jesus. Just fucking straight at him.
Battler, you finally came here.
Maria? the very beginning, you knew we'd be coming here?
Ooh! That's why I wasn't scared at all. Everyone was being a coward and trembling. It was funny.
The hell? Even though I thought you were the most screwed up, you actually knew the truth from the beginning?
How rude! I simply cannot forgive you for speaking of Lady Maria in that way. Formulating fire and code, attack preparations ready. Lady Maria, we can attack at any time. Ouch! Be quiet. You are in the presence of Beatrice Summer. Come now, no need to be so stiff. Let's be considerate of the desire to joke around and have fun. More importantly, when do we begin preparing for the toast? Yes, preparations for my excellent bagel cooking are complete.
Hold on, Kumasawa and Vigilia are in the same scene.
Yeah, dog. I can serve it at any time.
Officially fake. Officially fake. It's
What?
in the same room. Hey, you people! Look a little more like furniture. No, I'm gonna stuff myself more. Come on, let's work. Don't keep the guests waiting. Let's work studiously and attend to them. Don't let the guests do anything. Make them lazy. Make them slothful. Fatten them like pigs.
God damn it. Beatrice, Batlekun, this way.
Grandfather and Vigilia were standing on the landing at the top of the staircase, beckoning to us. Beato and I turned our heads to see what was going on. They climbed the stairs together. In the hall, it looked like a very high stage. A small table had been set up there, as well as a piece of parchment and an old-fashioned quill. Oh, God.
Are you ready?
Oh, no.
I hope you're ready for this shit.
Oh, no.
Come on, let's do it. Pull the trigger. Let's go.
Holy crap, they're actually gonna get him to sign that he believes. Holy crap. Oh, this is too much.
This is perfect.
I saw that strange magical characters in Japanese were written side by side, and below it, many names were written.
Here we go.
There are 17 of them. Grandfather was the first, and everyone's names had been signed all over it. The people who had arrived in the Golden Land probably signed this one after another.
Battler, now that you're here, everyone is gathered. Listen carefully.
The Golden Land is not a world supported by the power of magic alone. The cooperation and approval of all humans who receive happiness here is required. For that sake, we must gather the signatures of everyone here.
Last time, the door to the Golden Land was finally open, but you refused to sign.
So what happened?
Although you probably don't remember us. Because you refused to sign, this world was once again sealed in darkness.
You were ripped apart by goats.
I think that was the second attempt.
Yes.
Just hearing it like that, it kind of sounds like I'm the only stubborn one. That I've been a bother to everyone in various ways.
That's because your stubbornness is the real deal. It seems you received more than just blood from Ginzo.
Beato laughed amiably. I feel like it should be amicably. I don't know.
Either way.
I should have felt like she was making fun of me, but without thinking I went along with her, laughing and smiling.
Magic is a miracle. Miracles cannot be made complete unless everyone believes. And when you believed in the end, this miracle, the Golden Land, was completed.
Looks like I've been a real pain. So what should I do?
First, sign here. Then, Beatrice, you sign here.
It's such a ploy. Well, pens are pretty hard to use, huh? Whoa, it's shot.
You klutz. Shooting ink is a bad omen. Can't you at least write your name quickly? Your pen's wriggling all over the place like a worm.
You should talk. Don't write it in katakana. Beatrice is a stylish name, so write it in cursive. Making the quill in your name cry.
Just shut up. In school, didn't they tell you not to use cursive on tests?
This is a solemn ceremony, Battler. Be silent.
Very well. We have gathered the two signatures as well as the form for the covenant. Both of you, your oath, please. We'll start with Beatrice. Put your hand on the covenant and take the oath. As a good witch, Beatrice swears to continue her studies from this point forth to bring happiness to the people. Say it. Indeed, it's a little embarrassing. As a good witch, Beatrice swears to continue her studies from this point forth to bring happiness to the people. Will that do?
Acceptable. Battler is next.
In the same way, Batlekun, put your hand on the covenant and take the oath. As a member of the Golden Land, Yoshimiya Battler swears to serve for the sake of his own happiness and that of his neighbor.
As a member of the Golden Land, Yoshimiya Battler swears to serve for the sake of his own happiness and that of his neighbor. I'm embarrassed too.
Listen everyone, here and now, we have gathered the oaths of all 18 humans who accept the Golden Land. Oh fuck. Close enough. Vigili is basically the same person.
Basically the same person.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, they're all just figures on a game board flying around right now.
It's you.
And Kinzo proclaimed that everyone applauded at once, praising us. Since I had been the only one stubborn, it would just been a pain. I felt a little bad about being the most celebrated one.
And with that, in accordance with the ancient rites, we asked Battler Kundalas to make the oath to sign the invitation to Golden Land. This is something that invites the Golden Witch Beatrice to the Golden Land. The Golden Land welcomes the Golden Witch to a consensus of those who have acknowledged it and becomes complete.
Battler, I will read it loud. Listen carefully. The 18 of us accept Beatrice as the Golden Witch and welcome her to the Golden Land.
There it is.
What's going on with you? You won't be invited unless I send an invitation?
That does seem to be the ceremony. It feels stiff even to me. Why don't we end it quickly? I've been so hungry for a while now.
Come to think of it, I've only been pecking at canned food and I haven't eaten anything good. Let's quickly finish this signing. What's this? I acknowledge you as a witch. Huh? It's pretty simple. Damn you, grandfather, exaggerating it so much.
Come on, quickly. Sign right here.
Huh?
Quickly, sign.
With slightly weird, I have to look at Vigilia's face right now.
The fucking eyes. Ah! No! Get it out of here.
Get it out of here.
No!
With a slightly weird and uncomfortable smile, the two of them started demanding that I sign. At the time, an incredible sound like that of a glass window breaking reverberated through the hall. The bustling tumult faded back into complete silence. I dropped the quill pen and turned around, trying to see what had happened. Who's it gonna be?
I cannot handle you. I'll give you 3 guesses.
That's a wing.
Yeah,
Angie, fuck you. That's Angie. When I did, where had she come from? A human who clearly hadn't been there a short while ago was in the very center of the hall looking up at us. Wait, but she's supposed to be 6. Ah, fuck it, magic, doesn't matter.
Good.
Who's that?
Good theory crafting.
A girl? She probably about the same age as Jessica and me. But I didn't know that face. None of the other people knew that face either.
Who are you? Who is this? Where did you come from? Those without invitations are not needed at my party. Servants, kick her out!
As you command, surround her.
Oh, fuck.
The 7 sisters of Purgatory surrounded her from 7 directions, taking out magic blades that drew purple curves and blocking her.
There's the goats.
From out of nowhere, shuffling goat-headed servants appeared in great numbers surrounding that girl. On top of that, the Chiester sister stood in front of Beto like a wall, readying a golden bow and pulling back the bowstring. But the girl didn't move at all. On the contrary, she was still staring at us on the landing as though she didn't mind at all.
This is you.
Huh?
You are taking this voice.
I'm taking this voice, this
Yes, you
character's voice?
fucking are.
Who is she looking at? Beto? Grandfather? Could it be me? Yes, the girl was staring straight into my eyes, glaring. And after our eyes met perfectly, she yelled,
Be a fucking badass!
"You mustn't sign that! You going to accept your own defeat? Don't be tricked by the witch!"
Yeah!
Huh? What? Huh? At the time, something incredibly strong lifted me by the nape of my neck. What's going on? Being made to turn around behind me, I saw Virgilia with an eerie smile on her face and the muscular forms of goat monsters. The goat monster that looked 2 meters tall was grabbing me with an arm as thick as a log.
There is no need to listen to an uninvited guest. Come, offer your signature as well on this written oath. Assure me, Butler acknowledges the existence of witches. Come now, sign the written oath.
Ow, damn, let it go.
Sign.
Fuck, this is like 2.5 hours long already.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Let's go.
The goat monsters held me down with the power of a vice. They forced me to grab the quill pen. I couldn't even touch the floor with my feet, much less resist.
Battler, why are you resisting? Weren't you just about to sign willingly? Don't change your mind now after all that, okay? Didn't you think for an instant that it might be okay to acknowledge witches? You thought that, right?
I was tricked? That's insane. Vito isn't that kind of... I mean, she is though.
Sorry, Butler. I am that kind of person. It's useless now. It looks like a sentimental sob stories don't suit me. Teacher, I'm counting on you to use all of your strength. That was such a plain role to play, and I got so bored. I don't know who you are, girl, but I'll beat you to death, mash you and crush you until threads start trailing. Okay. I'll make her a good big border woman.
As Beto waved her gold pipe, the massive chandelier hanging in the hole was electrocuted, and from that a terrible purple thunderbolt fell.
Okay.
That was fucking loud. That actually just straight up peaked the system. Like, I don't know if you saw that, but
God damn it.
that's full red on the meter right there.
Fuck yeah, it did. Let's go.
Should have been a direct hit on the girl right below, turning into ash. However, not a single hair was singed. Some Endless 9 bullshit.
Oh, so your sudden appearance here wasn't just a fluke. Tell me, state your name.
I'm not looking.
No, we're not there. We're not there yet.
I don't have any name to give to you, more importantly. You idiot. How long are you going to be tricked? You softy. Figure it out already. This is all the witch's trap.
Yeah.
Those words were aimed at me. This is all the witch's trap, she says? That can't be. Beto reformed and swore to become a good witch. Beto. All this about traps, it's a lie, right? Please tell me it's a lie.
Sorry, Battler. It was pretty fun. Sure, I just did what teacher told me, but look how great it turned out. Apparently, if you start out all hostile and needlessly brutal, then turn competent and soft, at just the right moment, you can spark a huge bump on your affection meter, right? I've heard villains who start all lovey-dovey and then freak their shit out are all the rage these days, right? Even I've studied after a bunch of those manga, anime, and girls that have been so popular lately, you see?
I've never heard of God.
I don't know what that is either. I thought it was a fun word. And as for you, just expected it was tears, please, and you're down. Idiot, what a truly simple person. I'll call this the North Wind and the Sun strategy.
That's not... Damn you, you bastard. How could you trick me?
Yes, that expression suits you the most. That caring expression of yours really doesn't suit me after all. It made my back itch, and I was frantically trying not to let it get to me. Too bad. Witches never reform. Star! You take care of the signature, teacher. This uninvited guest is my prey. Come, you can no longer refuse to sign. Come on, look! Sign it enough for your body, your mind, and your soul.
When Virgilia lifted her chin as a signal, the goat monsters with even more vice-like power forced my arm to approach the parchment. Oh, these guys are starting to make me sign even if it breaks my arm.
Oh shit.
Who dat?
Who dis?
Then a bright red light burst open, with me at the center knocking the witches and goat monsters away. Did that girl save me? Who in the world is... I don't have a clue. Who is that?
You are incompetent.
How long do you plan to keep playing in a place like this? Give it a rest. I'm jealous of you. Glad you saved me, but that's a pretty cruel way to say it. Sorry, but who are you? Witch of Rakenjima. Give him back.
Who would do that, you fool? Battler is my toy. My most favorite toy in the world. I won't get tired of him. I won't throw him away, and I won't hand him over to anyone. Even Battler is enjoying this to the fullest. Together with me, he was having so much fun playing. No matter who you are, I won't let you get in the way.
Yeah, it looks like you're having a lot of fun. Makes me jealous. It ticks me off. Here you are in a place like this, guffawing and having a loud, noisy time with everyone. With all these beautiful witches playing around to pamper you. You must be having so much fun that you don't even want to go back.
What?
You talking to me? Wait, you've got the wrong idea. This is a pain for me, too. What do you mean fun? You don't know what I've been through. What you've been through? You had fun living with mom and dad, you played her. Yep, fuck it.
There it is!
I just wanna...
You are going to be insufferable. You're going to be insufferable for the next couple of videos.
Hell yeah,
Sweet
I am.
mother of God.
You played around with all of the cousins and you get to play with these wacky witches for all eternity? Don't you recognize the happiness you have? Can't you see how jealous I am of you all? So much I wish I could join in too.
I I'm sorry, but I'll have to turn you down there. I am satisfied with the toy that I have, thank you very much. A rude toy like you is not fitting for my toy box.
Yes, I understand. Would ever play with someone like you. But I will thank you just a little for letting me meet everyone like this. Who are you? You couldn't be...
I see, is that it? Yes, I understand. I know who you are. I see. So you are the piece Lady Burncastle threw in. How amusing. Why don't I formally invite you to my party? I'll welcome you fully, along with Battler. I'll play nicely, break you, kill you, crush you, turn you to ash, mix you with bread dough, and bake you until you're fluffy.
It's useless. It's useless. It's all useless. You can't do that. On the Rekenjima of 1986, I'll expose everything that happened to the light of the day. I'll show you that before the truth, you're an icicle scared of the coming spring. Prepare yourself, Golden Witch. Beatrice.
Oh!
Oh shit.
Credits.
Oh, no.
It's okay. Cast. Beatrice.
Oh my god, they actually got me again.
Yushumi Battler. I know.
ready.
Died on the Ninth Twilight. EVA Beatrice. What's she doing? He doesn't say. That's okay. Yushumi Angie. There she is. I fucking called it. I hate you so much.
Dude.
Yushumi Akinzo died on the first Twilight.
That was not the entrance I was expecting.
No.
That was bonkers.
I know it was. Yushumi Kraus died on the 7th Twilight. Yushumi Natsu died on the 8th Twilight. Yushumi Jessica died on the 10th Twilight. Yushumi Eva returned alive. If that doesn't freak you out, I don't know what will. Ashumi
No, I'm not
Hideyoshi.
surprised,
No? Okay. Died on the 5th Twilight.
Listen, if we're going to the
Ashumi
future,
George
we
died
need
on
a
the 9th
connecting
Twilight.
character, and
There you go.
it has to be her, right?
Ashumi Rudolph died on the 4th Twilight. Ashumi Kirie died on the 6th Twilight. Ashumi Rosa died on the 2nd Twilight. Ashumi Maria also died on the 2nd Twilight. Najo Terumasa died on the 9th Twilight. Ronove Genji died on the 1st Twilight.
Oh my god, I forgot that was
Yeah, that was the thing. Shannon died on the 1st Twilight. Cannon died on the 1st Twilight. Goda Toshiro died on the 1st Twilight. Rip.
His name was Runaway.
Ronove Genji. Kumasawa Chiyo died on the 1st Twilight.
Oh my god.
Vigilia.
I feel like I must have completely missed that in editing.
It was a thing in episode 1, they mention it.
Yeah.
Lucifer, Leviathan.
I must have just completely missed that in editing. Oh my god.
Satan. Belphegor?
Yeah.
We're just going through the stakes at this point. But I'm gonna keep going. Mammon. Beelzebub. Asmodeus. Or Asmodeus.
Who knows?
Who knows? She has the 410. Best girl. She has the 4-5. Hall of the Goats.
All of the goats.
All of the Goats. Lambda Delta. Burncastle. Third game. Banquet of the Golden Witch result. And so the Golden Land once again crumbled into the darkness. However, a victor finally appeared in the game with the Golden Witch. This victor is the new Golden Witch, Eva Beatrice. It was she who solved the riddle of the gold before time was up. The 17 all died, and the Sea Lord cried, there was but one survivor. Umineko, When They Cry. Presented by a 7th expansion. Welcome to Rekenjima.
Yeah, I mean, for as much as I would be surprised, if we're going into the future and we're dealing with another character, it makes sense that we have someone who's crossing over.
Sure. Yeah, you're gonna be insufferable for the next little bit.
Dude.
Which is just great for me.
Dude.
Oh my god.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, you fucking nailed it.
Because how else is she gonna get to an island?
I know. How else is she gonna get there?
Yeah. What you're telling me right now, Ben, is that I'm winning.
Addition of new features, we have a gift.
We do indeed have a gift.
So what's interesting, the ending of this episode was not nearly as traumatic, I feel, as the other ones. If that makes any sense. Like, we're not screaming right now. We're like, oh, that was a good ending. Even though we're not technically at the end. We still have the 2 tea parties. But yeah.
I mean...
It was good. I mean, we were freaking out in the moment, but, like, it ended at a logical point, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need the tea pies to explain what happened at the end there so much.
Yeah. I suppose the other thing is as well, like, if we just kept having shock endings every time, it'd kind of wear thin.
Totally.
So that was a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I mean, the shock kind of at the end of this episode was the web of red truth, which I look forward to you figuring out or not figuring out as we go forward. But yeah, that's pretty infamous part of AP3. It's pretty crazy shit.
Holy crap, that was nearly 3 hours.
I know it was. It was great.
I don't know if we're going to cut this up or what, but either way, thank you for sticking through episode 2. We're going to get to the tea party.
Yay.
I am so excited.
Let's see what kind of shit she has to throw at us. Hopefully it involves sea cats.
I'm gonna win this.
Sure.
All of my theories are going to win this.
Sure. If you think so. Good luck.